know that I want to disclose how much time I spent playing this game. Later in the show, I have a few grievances that, the honeymoon period is over. And now it's time for us to talk about all the ways that you have failed, and we need you to get better immediately.
EA Sports, thank you, but we need some tweaks made to the game. We'll discuss that coming up later on in the program. I'm sure everybody had their chance to get in on the action in the college football 25 game over the weekend.
$220 million made on early pre-sales.
Wow. Pre-sales.
That does not include the people like you that picked it up on Friday.
Exactly. Those of us who waited for payday to hit on Friday at midnight, and I bought the game at 3 a.m. and did not put it down for almost 24 hours. So we'll discuss the reviews of said video game.
I'll put it this way. My dynasty right now has no real players in it. I've gone so far that all the real guys have graduated.
Nice. We have actual real football happening. I mean, it's not, competitive on the field, keeping score kind of football, but training camps are underway. With the Baltimore Ravens, I think the Kansas City Chiefs are in camp now as well. Most teams will begin their camps tomorrow, I believe. So actual football is happening. And we already have our first headlines of the training camp that we've got a quarterback that's not going to play. Well, I mean, for the time being.
I was about to say.
Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers are still trying to work out his next deal. And the report came out that he will not be playing in any preseason games. He will not be appearing in any practices until the contract is settled. Is this a big deal at all?
No. The bigger deal is the line that you left out, which was that this is a hold-in. He is in the building. He's participating in meetings. He's doing all of the things to be the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. They're just sewing up the last details of the deal, which is expected to be in excess of $50 million per year. Okay.
Per year.
Per year.
Okay. I can't say I'm surprised.
I am surprised.
We've had this discussion. We've had this discussion of this is where the market is now. Right? The Green Bay Packers have a franchise quarterback, yes or no? In your opinion, yes?
That depends on what you're asking me about franchise quarterback. You and I phrase that in a different way. For me, a franchise quarterback is a guy that I, honest to God, believe can lead you to a Super Bowl. In that realm, do I think the Green Bay Packers have a franchise quarterback? No, I don't. Mm-hmm. No, I don't. Is he, and I've said this 100 times to Jordan Love, is he better than I thought he was? Yeah, he is. You know what that $1 will get you? A Coke. Oh, well. In a Kamala Harris America, probably $250. Probably need $250 for that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I get it. I get that you saw a good year out of Jordan Love. 35 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, completed almost 64% of his passes, threw for almost 4,200 yards. I get it. I get why you would be excited by what you saw. Is there anybody with an IQ above salad dressing that would put Jordan Love in that highest of high tiers?
No.
At $50 million, do you know
Love's mom would do that?
The quarterbacks that make that money are Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Jared Goff, Trevor Lawrence, and Joe Burrow. Is there a guy in that list that he is better than?
No.
I think it's close with Jalen Hurts. I would say that is close.
Mm-hmm. He has all of the potential to be the next Jalen Hurts. I'm going to get paid $50 million a year. And then you're going to find out.
Well, here's my problem.
Right? I mean,
this is a
this
guy who's
past
never
year
played.
was-
This is a guy whose cap number's never been above $4.4 million. So you've got a roster that is really, really good. I think Green Bay's roster is on the highest of high sides in the NFL. Do you agree or disagree?
Sure. I'm just trying to quantify in my head what you meant by highest of high sides, but
They're a
if you mean
top
half
8
of the
roster
league?
from 2 to 53.
Okay.
I think they've drafted well. I think this team is really solid. You got a lot of weapons. You got a lot of dead money that's coming off next year. But therein lies my problem.
Mm-hmm.
You have to keep this team together. This is currently a roster that was good enough to get Jordan Love into the second round of the playoffs because they played the Dallas Cowboys. A team that was never as good as we thought they were because that's what we do with Dallas. He cut them to pieces. And now it feels like he's being paid based on that. Because, look, it's not that untoward to say you basically got 9 really good games out of Jordan Love. I don't think that's spicy, and I'm not trying to be spicy.
No.
It's just what it is. You go back to last year, I would say, I specifically remember the Raiders game of just going, this dude is an absolute bum. He beat you by himself. The Raiders did nothing to win this game. Jordan Love did everything to lose it. Mm-hmm. Started 2-5. From there, you beat the Rams. You lost to the Steelers. Then you reeled off Chargers, Lions, Chiefs. That's a solid stretch. Mm-hmm. But really look at he was special in one of those games. He was special against the Lions. Mm-hmm. Kansas City, he was an absolute disaster in the first half. Second half, he was practically flawless. But had it not been for a dropped Marquez Valdez-Scantling touchdown, which hit him in the eyeballs, you would have lost that game. You then proceeded to lose to the Giants in a just disaster of Jordan Love was horrid. You lost to the Bucks. That wasn't really Jordan's fault. He wasn't great, but he wasn't awesome. Then you reeled off Panthers, Vikings, Bears. You beat the Cowboys in the playoffs, and then you lost to the 49ers in a game that Jordan Love was mediocre at best.
I was going to say, in a game that you should have been able to close out.
You should have won. Straight up, you should have beat. I feel, and I genuinely mean what I'm going to say, if you had even an average NFL quarterback, if you had Baker Mayfield, I think you would have beat San Francisco in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. The problem is now you're going to pay Jordan Love $50 million or more. I don't have any. The only report I've heard is it's in excess of $50 million a year. Have we not learned our lesson from this? Do we just have to keep doing this on repeat?
Yes, we do. Because every quarterback that comes up wants to be in the discussion, in the window. And now if you have 2 quarterbacks in this league that are making $55 million a year, in Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence, then those who feel like I am a franchise quarterback, I am your franchise quarterback, then that's where the number is now. Because the thought is that the number's only going to continue to go up over the years. So 50 coming in now, is that going to be a deal 6 years from now? Or 4 years from now? Whenever? Then maybe. Maybe it will be. I mean, I feel like there was a lot of that with Jalen Hurts after the first, after that big year, and then he got paid. And then last year was not a great year.
It was a disaster
for him, right? And so, I mean, does that give you pause? Should that give you pause about Jordan Love? I think it should. Any quarterback that's just giving you 1 year of good results, it's a lot for me to get to $45 million a year for an extended period of time when I don't know if he's that good or not. Last year, we were doing this preseason with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is on the scene now. Look, he got one step away from winning the Super Bowl, and now he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. And then last year was a disaster, as you said, and now he's no longer seen by many in that realm. However, he's now being paid like it. I don't know when the lesson gets learned or who's going to be the one to stand up and say no. Is it going to be the Dallas Cowboys with Dak Prescott? Will it be the Green Bay Packers with Jordan Love? Who's going to be the one to say no to paying a mediocre quarterback $50 million?
To me, Dallas is the one that makes most sense because they've already done it. And look, I'm not telling you that Green Bay's going to fall off the world just because they signed Jordan Love. I can tell you the minute that this is going to happen. Next year, not much changes. All right, you go 24. He's on, I think it's 13 and a half, 13.3 or something like that is his deal for 2024. 25, it will surge because all he has is the void money. So if it's $50 million, he's going to be somewhere 40 plus. I can't tell you how they're going to stack this contract. I would assume it would be front loaded because of what I'm getting ready to say. So you have 24, 25 that this roster is going to stay largely intact. Would you like to hear the list of guys that are whose deal comes up in 2026?
Yeah.
Quay Walker, Devontae Wyatt, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, whatever, Zach Tom, Dontavian Wicks, Kingsley Enagbare, Rasheed Walker. Every guy I just said outside of one is a starter. Do you know what the highest amount of money anybody on that list has ever made in a single season is? $3.4 million. Think it's going to get a little expensive.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get a little expensive to keep what I just said. And that's only a year. The year after that, it's even markedly more fun. Jair Alexander, Elgton Jenkins, Preston Smith, Devondre Campbell, Lucas Van Ness, Quay Walker, because that's a team option, Luke Musgrave, Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft, Carl Brooks. That's a lot to have to re-sign. This is as good as this team's ever going to be right now. So if you're telling me that you're paying Jordan Love for the next 5 years on the context of you think you legitimately have a shot to win a Super Bowl in the next 2, okay. My only question would be, what are you going to do at the back end of that? Because you're not going to have the money to pay Jair Alexander. You're not going to have the money to pay Elgton Jenkins. You're not going to have the money to pay any of these veteran guys. So if you can keep drafting the way you are, okay. Okay. But you best not miss. Because when you start missing, it becomes very, very obvious the deficiencies in a quarterback. And if you don't believe me, look at the Jacksonville Jaguars. With Trevor Lawrence, who to me is exponentially more talented than Jordan Love.
Jordan Love threw up a whole bunch of stats last year.
Mm-hmm.
Looks really good on the back of a football card. 4,000 yards, 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He was like top 10 in every category, every major category. One of the only few, I think him and Dak probably were the only two to do that. Passing yards, touchdown, interception ratio, all that. Is that worth $50 million? My answer would be no. But there again, how far am I going to push this thing?
Well,
I need a quarterback.
In our YouTube chat, the Stone Sports Podcast made a really good point of the problem is the difference in salary between Daniel Jones and Lamar Jackson is $12 million. So any quarterback that's performed better than Daniel Jones is going to fall in between that $12 million. That's how the quarterback and their agent feel. The Daniel Jones deal is an absolute albatross. It might be the biggest anchor outside of Russell Wilson I've ever seen in professional sports. and yet we're continuing to use it as a benchmark. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Now, if you could sign Jordan Love for the Daniel Jones deal, I still wouldn't love it, but I would like it more. He's just not going to do that because Daniel Jones is a bum. He's been absolutely awful. And he got this money. So I am better than him. I deserve more than him. There comes a point where, yeah, you could press for every dollar you want. Or you could show a modicum of self, knowing what you are, knowing that I'm not an elite quarterback, knowing that it's better for me to get paid $35 million a year for the next 15 years than catch this one big money deal and then be looked at like Daniel Jones. Because what do you think Daniel Jones' next deal is going to look like?
Mitch Trubisky's
$4 million a year to be the backup to Josh Allen.
Precisely.
That's how quick this can change. That's what nobody ever talks about. Is, yeah, go get every dollar you want to. Just that you think you deserve. Just understand that puts you on the hot seat. And so when things don't go the way they're supposed to, who do you think they blame? New York Giants, trust me, they got a lot bigger problems than Daniel Jones. For me, that comes from the top down. If you're watching the Hard Knocks, you know what I'm talking about. But even if you think Daniel Jones is the problem, he's not the only problem. He's the only one that catches the flack, though. Last year, Packers' defense was straight up bad. We think that will be better because Jeff Hafley's taking over for Joe Barry. But what if it doesn't? What if now you're Jordan Love into shootouts with the highest end quarterbacks in the NFC? What if Caleb Williams hits? What if this is not the disaster that it seems like it's headed on a crash course for? Reports out of Chicago, not my own personal opinion. What if J.J. McCarthy actually hits in Minnesota? I would argue every quarterback in that division is more talented than Jordan Love. Can't tell you that they will be better NFL quarterbacks. But I graded every single one of these guys coming out, and I got news for you. There's one of them that is a gross outlier, and it's Jordan Love.
So the word is that he will not play. He will not practice. He is in the building, but he's not participating in physical activities, correct?
Correct.
Until the contract gets sorted out. Do you think this pushes on a long time?
No.
Or do you think this is just where we stand day one? Camp will open in 2 days, and he'll be in a week or so.
I'll be shocked if Packer camp starts on Tuesday.
I believe so.
It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll be shocked if he misses a snap. I'll be nominally surprised if this deal's not announced by the end of today.
Well, if it does get announced during the program, we will bring that breaking news to you as only we can. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is CSPN Asheville.
We need your help to protect
Clear.
AM radio
Thank
in
you.
your car. AM is always there in times of need with the key information for our community. The overwhelming majority of legislators support a bill to keep AM radio in cars, but time is running out. Please text the two letters AM to 52886 and ask Congress to bring this bill to the floor for a vote now. Text AM to 52886.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month. Text stop to stop. A message from the station.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants in stock.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could have a whole section for ferns, and here we'd have dahlias, dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening. just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD-HELP-5.
The final countdown begins. Team USA is headed to Paris, and iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. It's the only way to listen to exclusive NBC play-by-play action of the games, plus NBC's top Olympic moments and live hourly updates from Paris. Bring the Summer Games with you everywhere you go. Download the free iHeart app now and enable push notifications for live updates from Paris. Only on iHeartRadio, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
At Ingles, we're all in for summer. Whether you're hitting the trails, hitting the water, or hitting the golf ball, we have everything you need for the perfect picnic, the greatest grill out, and the best beach vacation. We know that the mountains are calling, the open road awaits, and that pool party is ready to rock. So head on over to Ingles and stock up on all the goodies to get you through your summer of freedom. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Jeremy, we talked about Jordan Love last segment, and now I feel like we need to talk about another quarterback. However, this is one that's already been paid, but he's still taking heat year after year after year. First practice for the Baltimore Ravens, and afterwards, here comes the questions. Can Lamar win a Super Bowl? And John Harbaugh, have you seen John Harbaugh's 2-minute and 48-second diatribe?
I did.
About what in the hell else does this guy have to prove to you? Is the attitude that John Harbaugh has, and I'm really not sure that I can blame him for that.
What was the movie where John Cusack holds the boombox over his head? Was that Say Anything?
Yes.
I really want to dub that audio over his face and put John Harbaugh's face on John Cusack's, because that's what it sounded like. Let me just declare my undying love that Lamar Jackson is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I get it. I don't know why you felt the urge to go so over the top for your guy, because
right.
You have elicited what will be. At least if everybody heard that the way I did, there's going to be a mess of jokes about that.
What do you mean?
Well, because it's so – there's something about John Harbaugh, and I get why his players love him. I really do. And I'll be honest with you, I like him. It's just, do you have to do everything to 74? Like, can you not give me a 6? Can you not just show up going there and go, hey, fellas, let's just lay off my guy? Why do you have to put on a full tux and devote your undying love to Lamar Jackson every time his name comes up? I will never understand that. Just, you know what? We're going to go out there and play. We were the 1 seed in the AFC last year. Hey, how about you just shut the hell up? How about that? That's an acceptable response too.
Well, yeah, but he didn't want to go full he didn't want to go full Bill Belichick on it, just give the one word impassioned answer. You want to go to bat for your guy, and as I said, I can understand where he's coming from on this. I'm sick and tired of having to defend this, especially to my own media. Obviously, you're going to get called out all the time, right? You make it so far. Every season is a quote-unquote disaster from what was expected. You're going to have to answer the tough questions. I love the fact that John Harbaugh is willing to just throw down and just make the statement right at the beginning of camp. I'm not doing this all season long. He's my guy. He's got my full support. I have built 3 different offenses around him. He's the guy. There's no one else. Why is this a discussion?
Well, because you keep losing playoff games. You want this discussion to stop? Win. Don't win in September. Don't win in October. Win in January. And it'll stop. It will stop. I promise you it will stop. But you can't do it. You don't do it.
No.
And so, yeah, as long as that's the case, I think what's so off-putting to me is that tenor of why are you asking these questions? Well, I don't know. The same reason we ask these questions about Josh Allen, the same reason that I've started hearing the questions raised about Joe Burrow. That's why. Because you're not winning at the highest level, but you're paid that way. John Slater in our YouTube comment said the Ravens are the Cowboys of the AFC, and I'm not sure I'm ever going to unsee that. I'm not sure I will ever unsee that.
John, because I agree. I never thought of that in that context, but yeah.
John, in 30 minutes of a radio show with 2 professional people doing this, you said the smartest thing that has come out of anyone's mouth in the first 30 minutes of this here program.
I would say that's more the Buffalo Bills, but I think we're splitting hairs on that.
Well, I could probably agree with that now.
To the playoffs. I don't know why anyone takes exception to John Harbaugh going out on the limb for his guy. Maybe he did take it a little too far. Maybe, as you said, he's turned up to 76, and sometimes he needs to dial it back a little bit.
He's always turned up to 76.
That's what makes him great.
Well,
right. I mean, that's what makes him great.
Great. You're using that word, and I'm not sure that's the word you should be using. I reserve great for actually great. I mean, look, John Harbaugh's he's a great coach. He's a good coach. You get to great. But that kind of goes to the point of where I was getting ready to go with this. Name me the quarterbacks in your lifetime that nobody had questions about. Nobody ever just – it was just unfettered belief in a player. In your lifetime, how many of those guys can you name?
Well, Tom Brady, obviously.
That's the only one I got to.
Patrick Mahomes. There's no concern surrounding him right now.
He's getting there, but I don't think he's there yet.
After he won a Super Bowl, Peyton Manning was in that class.
Peyton got railed on for years.
Super Bowl. Of course he did, until he won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he won the Super Bowl, it was, well, of course, it's Peyton Manning.
And Peyton was how old when he won that Super Bowl?
Oh, I don't know.
He was in his early 30s.
Yeah, 32, 33, somewhere in there.
I don't think he was that old. I think he was right past 30. I'll check in the break.
Joe Montana?
Joe Montana was before my time, but I would say that's also one.
There are very few, yes, that we've ever had questions about. The question is always asked about these quarterbacks. It's just, it feels like it happens to Lamar more than anybody else, and that's why John's a little testy.
Well, and I have to.
He's always the one that we talk about.
And I'm gonna use Stephen Tao, who is he's a friend, and I'll use him as the example here. He said Lamar Jackson, only quarterback that gets flack for losing to Patrick Mahomes. No point in complaining a double standard. That's just patently false. Josh Allen gets railed on for losing to Patrick Mahomes every single year.
Yes.
Every single year. So don't
and if you let it happen multiple times, Joe Burrow will be as a part of that group.
But Joe beat it.
Is that Joe Burrow's beat him.
Yeah, Joe Burrow beat him.
What's he like? 3-1 against him?
Joe Burrow's the only one that's beat him in the playoffs. I mean, outside of Tom Brady.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, that gives you a little bit of platitude. But to say that Lamar's the only one that gets this is insane. And now, look, we don't live in a super centric Buffalo Bill market, although there are a ton of Bills fans in this city. Mm-hmm. My parents just went to I can't even remember where it was now, but the guy they met with was a Bills fan, and when they told him what I did, it was, hey, I want to talk to that guy. Well, I mean, not because I have any money. I promise you, it was a financial advisor. So Lamar gets flack the same way that every quarterback that goes into the playoffs and loses gets. That's just the way it is. We did the same thing with Dan Marino. We did the same thing with Peyton Manning for years. We did the same thing with John Elway. You want it to stop? Win. Stop whining about it and win. And I swear to you, it's making me not like John Harbaugh. This us against the world crap, you did it. You're the one that's doing this. We don't have some vendetta against you. Win.
Are you sure?
What's the vendetta? What's the vendetta? You're the best drafting team in the NFL, and with Lamar Jackson, who you keep telling me is this great elite top 3 quarterback, you've won exactly nothing.
2-time MVP.
Woo. Awesome. He won MVP. You know what that and $1 will get him? A Coke. Sweet. Hey, you were the MVP. Awesome. That actually kind of reaffirms what I'm saying. You've been the MVP twice. You've won 2 playoff games in 6 years. So, sorry. The criticism is justified. The criticism is merited. And it's not just you. We say the same thing about Josh Allen. I've never once heard Sean McDermott play old poor pitiful me that the big bad beady is so beat to my quarterback. Well, win. If you'd win, we'd shut up. I promise.
You're in the Sportsocracy. It's ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400.
This is your You're clear.
Thank
forecast on ESPN. How many Red Bulls did you drink this morning?
Well, going to be difficult.
None. I've had no caffeine in 6 days.
Go the next few days, but I think again by the end of Wednesday, most of us get some rain. You run into a thunderstorm, maybe some heavier rainfall. A few thunderstorms and showers this afternoon. Low 80s tonight. Scattered showers, thunderstorms. Best chance early 65. Tuesday morning fog, more scattered storms. Afternoon and evening hours, middle 80s, and more showers and thunderstorms Wednesday, low 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Head down the mountain to Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at 44 Worley Road or visit us online at marioncdjr.com. That's MARIONCDJR.com during the Make This the Summer sales event. Check out our unforgettably great lease offers on the all-new Jeep Wranglers and Dodge Hornets.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
A weekend full of superstar performances.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. That's AXS.com.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Act fast. The next 20 callers will get 3 rooms of carpet clean from Zero Res Carpet Cleaning for just $99. The offer ends at midnight tonight, so call Zero Res before it's too late. Use code SALE99 at ZeroResAsheville.com or call 209-7000.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Since it was established in 1861, there have been 3,517 people awarded with the medal. I'm Malcolm Gladwell, and our new podcast from Pushkin Industries and iHeartMedia is about those heroes. Listen to Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Medal of Honor, stories of courage.
The best nugs are now even better. Wendy's new saucy nugs take the nugs you love and sauce them up in bold flavors, including buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, and spicy ghost pepper. Try them all today. For a whole new way to nug, it's gotta be Wendy's, a participating U.S. Wendy's.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your dinner. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Now we are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. And it is time to get just a bit outside. And, we talk on the program about conversation probation. And I think this should be the last time that anybody says or talks about a return to the football field for any certain quarterback. I'm talking about Tom Brady. And again, this came out on Shannon Sharp's podcast. Devontae Adams was on the podcast, and he was asking him about, if you could reunite with any quarterback, who would you want to reunite with? And obviously the answer for Devontae Adams was Aaron Rodgers. If I could, are there still rumblings, Jeremy, about that happening, about some kind of last-minute trade going to the New York Jets?
Don't start my people up, okay? I just got them. I just got them to sleep. If you wake up this baby, I swear to God, you're putting him back to sleep.
I just had to ask because when we last saw each other on Tuesday, that was still being discussed.
So it's on Jet message boards. It's already happened. Like he's already looking for condos in Manhattan.
Gotcha.
Now, nobody wants to talk about the $40 million dead cap hit that the Raiders would have. For what purpose? I'm not, other than just, you know what, we want to do a conference rival a favor and give you this receiver that wants to play with your quarterback. I cannot find any other discernible reason that the Raiders would do it. But
right, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Sure, my fellow Jet fans, you just keep drinking the Kool-Aid. It's fine. It's fine.
Then after Devontae Adams says he wants to be reunited or wouldn't mind being reunited with Aaron Rodgers, then Shannon Sharp went down the path of, Tom Brady is now like part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. And he interrupted him and said, hell yes, if he wants to come back, I will absolutely play with Tom Brady. Tom Brady knows exactly how I feel about him, and I would love to play with Tom. Can we stop with the discussions of Tom Brady ever coming back to the football field? I feel like everybody just needs to take that name out of their mouth. I mean, unless you're talking about, I can't wait to see Tom on the sidelines at the first Fox broadcast that they do of my games this year, then okay. But other than that, let's stop living in this fantasy world that Tom Brady will ever come back to play football. Because I know it sounds ridiculous, but there are still people out there that believe that this is a legitimate path. That Tom Brady, for some reason, could take snaps with the Las Vegas Raiders this year. I mean, they would be better off if he did. But it's not going to happen. Devontae Adams needs... I think that I just... Every day that goes by, I feel like Devontae just needs to do something, force his way out somehow, some way. Why the hell are you saddling me with this no quarterback situation again?
Look, Tommy B is doing horizontals with supermodels. He ain't coming back. Okay. He has a new pastime, and it's the same pastime that Derek Jeter took up after he retired. I think he'll be fine. My story is about the Philadelphia 76ers. They announced plans 2 years ago to build a new arena in downtown Philadelphia. But it hasn't quite worked out that way. And now there's a report that they could consider moving out of Philadelphia. Tank, would you like to take a guess at where they could possibly move? Just remember who owns the Philadelphia 76ers.
Who owns the Philadelphia 76ers?
Josh Harris.
Oh, yeah, Josh Harris. Well, it's not Washington.
It's not Washington, but he owns another team in another sport.
Does he?
He owns the New Jersey Devils. So there's a report out that they could set up shop in Camden, New Jersey.
Why?
There are times that I read reports that are put out by media members. This is according to NJ.com's Tom Bergeron, which in the story it says not to be confused with the Tom Bergeron that hosts America's Funniest Home Videos, which is where this story belongs.
Yeah.
Says that since the city of Philadelphia is giving them such grief about tax revenue and things like that, they could just set up shop in Camden. I mean, they could. They're not going to, but I'm really glad that you took 10,000 words to tell us all.
I mean, sure, they could set up shop in, I don't know, at Seattle as well. Thanks for spitballing. I don't know what you expect us to. I mean, was that supposed to be an exciting revelation?
I
mean, you can't take the 76ers out of Philadelphia. Right?
No. I mean, that makes absolutely no sense.
No. And it damn sure doesn't make any sense to me to put them in New Jersey when, I mean, that is considered New York. Hell, you already have New York teams that play in New Jersey. They're named that anyway. I hate that. I hate every bit of this.
It's brutal. It's brutal. It's dumb, and it shows that it's the summer months, and this is when dumb things come out to play.
Reading a report here about the Brandon Ayuk situation. What are you hearing, Flostradamus, about where this is going to be going? Because one of the reports I'm reading here is that the New England Patriots were one of the teams that were ready to pay Brandon Ayuk.
Of course they are.
Fell through.
Of course they are. Look, when 155 rolls around and the drinks stop flowing, twos become tens and nothing flat. And look, I feel like a lot of people think that I really don't like Brandon Ayuk. It's not that I don't like him. It's the same premise as Jordan Love. You're going to get paid based on the market, not who you are. But am I surprised that New England would have an interest in him? No. Can you name the 3 starting receivers for the New England Patriots right now without looking? If you get this right,
Kendrick Bourne.
Kendrick Bourne is one.
Demario Douglas.
Demario Pop Douglas is 2.
And Nelson Aguilar?
Nelson Aguilar no longer on the team. Oh, sorry. There were 3 acceptable answers there. I would have accepted Jalen Polk, KJ Osborne, or Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, I forgot about Jalen Polk.
That's not good.
That's the right answer, right?
Jalen Polk? I believe so. I just find it really funny that their top 5 receivers are all guys that play better out of the slot. I don't think I've ever seen that before. What if we just had 5 slot receivers?
I feel like we have several teams that have done this over the years.
Like that, name it. Name it. Name me a team that had 5.
Packers, are the Green Bay Packers not one? I mean, are not all those guys like shifty little slot receivers?
Dontavian Wicks plays better on the outside. Christian Watson plays better on the outside. Jaden Reed's better in the slot. I will give you that one. Now, I think you're confusing that they can play in the slot with that's what they do. Demario Douglas is a slot receiver, period. Jalen Polk is a slot receiver, period. KJ Osborne and Kendrick Bourne, okay, I guess I could get there. And then Juju obviously has done almost all of his work out of the slot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's three-dimensional chess by the Patriots. What if we had 5 slots? We just put them all off the line. Well, that's an illegal formation. Not if we put
but when
a
Tom
coach
was
on
there, didn't they kind of have that when Tom was there?
Yeah, but they had Gronk. Oh, yeah, Gronk was a tight end, but it's nice to have big meathead out here that's 6'6", just squishes cornerbacks like bugs.
But we have Hunter Henry, so that's...
Oh, yeah.
It's fine.
Oof. That's phenomenal. Yeah, we don't have Rob Gronkowski, but we do have Hunter Henry. He is soft as baby excrement. Let's go.
Yeah. But while I was on vacation, I guess nothing else has popped about a trade for Brandon Ayuk, a trade partner for San Francisco.
Well, he's requested the trade. There are only a handful of teams that really make sense. New England would make sense. Washington would make sense. The problem is that I feel like both of those teams are so far away that it's hard for me to believe that they're going to pay a $20 million receiver $30 million just to get him in the building.
Mm-hmm.
So then I get into the who's desperate enough to do this. The Chargers are one that it just screams to me. And that takes me back to our first super chat of the day, which came from Soaring Eagle, who said, "Good Lord, I didn't think Quentin Johnston was this bad." He's listed as a backup for the Chargers.
Yeah.
In that receiver room, he's the 4. Behind DJ Chark, Ladd McConkey, and Josh Palmer. Baby!
It was an epically bad rookie season. And there's no real way that you can trot him out there as one of your 3 best wide receivers for this season. I don't think.
I would not think so.
Now you go out and make the move for Brandon Ayuk. Obviously, to me, that would give a great boost to this wide receiver room. But there again, I would feel like, because you've had, Joshua Palmer, Ladd McConkey, Brandon Ayuk, though that seems like another collection of slot guys.
Well, DJ Chark could play on the outside. Joshua Palmer can play on the outside.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, that's 2 of 3. Ladd is a...
They can.
They do their best. DJ Chark does his best work on the outside. Mm-hmm. Palmer played way more on the outside than you would think. But that's because Keenan Allen was in the slot so much with the Chargers. I don't know that he wouldn't be better in the slot, but that's not what I've seen, but I can't tell you that that's not. I can't say you're wrong. Put it that way.
Yeah. The Chargers makes all the sense in the world. The question is does the money make sense?
The money to me doesn't really make sense for anybody. It just doesn't. Brandon Ayuk's another guy. To me, he's like Jordan Love on steroids. All right, because I had 4 years of Brandon Ayuk before he had the breakout year. He was a mediocre receiver his first 2 years in the league. He was pretty good in 2022. He scored more. Then he had the breakout year last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in terms of receivers in the NFL, where do you put him? He's not in the top 13 because we already did that, and neither one of us even acknowledged him.
Right. Yet he wants top 13 money.
And see, that's where my problem comes in.
Right.
You're going to get with the LA Chargers, he would get number one coverage constantly. He would be doubled all the time. All the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy it.
Becomes, are you paying top 13 money to a guy who will never be top 13? Because if he gets extra coverage, then the chances of him having another year like last year or doing better, because if that's what you're paying him for, you're right, you're going to pay him $30 million. I need more than what you gave San Francisco last year.
Well, I mean, there's one team that does make sense that we haven't said yet.
And who is that?
That would be my New York Jets. Because you've already got Garrett Wilson. You're relying way more on Mike Williams than I would want you to. And then you got Malachi Corley and Xavier Gibson. Brandon Ayuk would be a very welcome addition to that room. And they're probably desperate enough because they know they're in such a window.
Do you have that money, though?
Have it currently? No. Have access to it? Yes.
Okay, there's enough shifting around that you could do.
Well, the beauty of having an 80-year-old quarterback that makes a gajillion dollars is that you can shift money around hard.
Yeah.
Now, that might mean the 2 years after he retires, you're B-A-double-D bad, but you're probably going to be that anyway.
I thought, wait. I thought you were the same guy that railed on my Tampa Bay Buccaneers for doing this with Tom Brady. Now you're suggesting y'all should do this with Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, I didn't say they should do it. I said they're the one that makes sense.
They can.
Look, okay. I'm going to be a Jet fan from now until the day that I die. I would rather have Let's Go Brandon than Brandon Ayuk. So don't misconstrue what I said. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm saying you're the one that I look at all the tea leaves and go, I see how you could. I see how you could get there.
Mm-hmm.
I have no doubt that I see how you could get there.
I could be an all chips to the center of the table move for a franchise that hasn't had a Super Bowl win since 1969.
Why'd you have to go there?
I mean, if you could.
Well, why'd you have to do that?
I'm just putting it in context for those who may not be aware.
Who's not aware? A toddler? A newborn that knows the Jets haven't won squat since the year of our Lord, 1969? We all know that, Tank. We all know it.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Brandon Ayuk. But if I'm shifting money around, then I'd rather do it for Devontae. But again, that Devontae deal wouldn't make sense for the Las Vegas Raiders. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400.
If you like my corny dad jokes, then you need to go see Dr. Rebecca Merrill at Asheville Smiles Cosmetic and Family.
You're good.
I sat down
Thank
with her
you.
the other day, and she had me laughing. And y'all, that is the environment that they create at Asheville Smiles. You're going to feel relaxed. It's like a family when you go there. They want to make sure that you are comfortable in whatever procedure, whatever process you have to have done. With general family dentistry, as well as Invisalign orthodontics, with free Invisalign consultations. Also, they do Botox, fillers, sleep apnea screenings, which are also free. Read more online at AshevilleSmiles.com.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Erica Taylor, Chief Marketing Officer of Genentech, explains how audio is an ideal way for brands to tell their stories.
Everyone is listening somewhere, somehow. I think that there's something deep in all of us that enjoys listening to and telling stories. When I think about what we do here at Genentech, we do a lot to actually tell the broader story of our company and the legacy that we stand upon. 45 years marketing more than 40 medicines over that time period. And we celebrate that in story form, in audio format. It's a great way for people to learn more about what we offer and to be educated in an easy and
You know what's going to happen, don't you, Jeremy?
Audio company. iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company. iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
So the body knows that it needs to heal itself, but it doesn't know how to concentrate it and target it into just one area. So that's where we come in.
By we, Dr. Ashley Caravelli means the nation's leader in regenerative medicine.
QC Kinetics.
We put in those treatments, then it sends out like little signalers to your body. We're able to make the body focus on the areas that need the most healing.
QC Kinetics has gathered brilliant medical minds like Dr. Caravelli and Dr. Mitchell Shinecup, a pioneer in the field of regenerative medicine, to lead the way in these innovative pain treatments.
So at QC Kinetics, we have a whole team working nationwide with cutting-edge research to reach our patients and treat them and know that surgery is no longer their only option.
The consultation is free. Find out if you're a candidate. Call QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Now's the time to get in the driver's seat of your career. Ingalls Markets is looking for new regional drivers to join our Lando Sky Distributors fleet. Begin earning paid time off on your first day. Our drivers average $80,000 per year and they're home every week. Lando Sky offers excellent pay, full benefits, and 401k matching. No experience? Apply for our driver trainee program. Visit inglescareers.com to know more. That's inglescareers.com.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. This is JW with Parks Fort Hendersonville, and I'm so excited to introduce our first Parks Promise community hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. The need for blood is so important, and in the summer months, the need is even greater. Did you know that you can donate every 56 days? Save lives this summer. Head to redcross.org to schedule an appointment or find a blood drive near you. Congratulations to the American Red Cross, our Parks Promise community hero.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
It's not the chance of rain, it's the placement of the rain that'll be most difficult. Going to be difficult to say exactly where the showers, thunderstorms go the next few days, but I think, again, by the end of Wednesday, most of us get some rain. You run into a thunderstorm, maybe some heavier rainfall. A few thunderstorms and showers this afternoon, low 80s. Tonight, scattered showers, thunderstorms, best chance early 65. Tuesday, morning fog, more scattered storms, afternoon and evening hours, middle 80s, and more showers and thunderstorms Wednesday, low 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Head down the mountain to Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at 44 Worley Road or visit us online at marioncdjr.com. That's MARIONCDJR.com during the Make This the Summer sales event. Check out our unforgettably great lease offers on the all-new Jeep Wranglers and Dodge Hornets.
Sandstone Health and Rehabilitation is known for compassionate care for all across its 18 North Carolina locations. Whether your loved one needs short-term rehabilitation or long-term care, our exceptional staff and comprehensive services are here to support their recovery or ongoing needs.
Can you hear me?
Lighten up your smile. Compliments of Summit Dental. Book an appointment the month of July.
Yep, you're good.
Ray Phillips,
give me as long here as you can. I got to take care of something real quick.
Developed by dentists, each kit includes 9 treatments to transform your smile. While your appointment must be booked in July to qualify, it can be scheduled for any month this year. This offer, a $90 value, is too good to miss. Call Summit Dental today, and when you call, they can confirm your insurance and any estimated out-of-pocket cost. Call them today, 828-277-6868.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shop. ESPN Asheville is WPEK W225CJ Fairview, WMFX Waynesville, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Is arthritic joint pain keeping you from doing the things you love? Bone-on-bone pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder? There are exciting new cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief. QC Kinetics is helping patients like you every day. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine, cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your own body's healing properties, revitalizing your joints so you can move again. If you're living with chronic pain from arthritis or injury, you need to know steroids and surgery and pain pain pills are no longer your only option. Learn how QC Kinetics can treat the pain, enhance your joints, restore your mobility, and give you long-term relief with no downtime. The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are ready to help you get your life back with regenerative, restorative cellular treatments for your achy joints. In Asheville and in Greenville, call for a free consultation now. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
With NFL news happening around the clock, you'll never be left on the outside looking in on the Insiders Podcast, featuring myself, Tom Pelissero, along with Ian Rapp.
You there, brother?
Judy Batista, and NFL
Yeah,
Network's
we're good.
team of experts. The Insiders has you covered with up-to-the-minute news from around the league, detailed team reports, and analysis that only the Insiders can deliver. Listen to the Insiders Podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search the Insiders, then start listening.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good clean family fun there, eh, Kai?
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Colby's sitting in here running the board today. That's why those of you watching on the YouTube stream, I'm sitting in Jeremy's seat.
Don't you mess up my butt groove. I've been in that chair like 5 times in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
I am. I've purposefully put my keys in my back pocket so I can just kind of poke holes in all of your indentions that you got in this chair.
There is a perfect butt groove in that chair. I spent many years, and don't make me bring the mullet chair in there because this is a big chair, and I'll bring a throne in there if I have to.
Yes, indeed. Colby's going to be running the Tuscola broadcast this year on AM 1400 on Friday nights. So we're getting him all trained up on how to run the board. So,
yeah. Sorry, Jeremy. Didn't mean to mess up your butt groove, brother.
Oh, you're good.
That's tragic.
You're fine. It's him that I have a problem with. He has his own chair that is broken because his fatus broke it. Do not break my chair.
I will not.
I have to come in there for a recording once a week, and I watch little realtors spin around on that chair because it won't decide if it wants to go up or down or spin around. Or don't you break my chair.
Okay, I promise. I'll do my best not to break the chair. Welcome into the program if you're just joining us here on a training camp kickoff day. I mean, I don't think any actual NFL training camps are kicking off today. I think 2 of them are already underway, and then everybody else gets underway tomorrow or Wednesday. But your favorite team will be in training camp by the middle of this week. And it should make us all feel very warm and fuzzy inside that football is returning.
My team will be in camp right here in North Carolina in just 3.5 weeks, and I will be there.
The Jets once again doing the joint practices down at BOA. Okay.
Mullet and Mullet Senior we will be present and accounted for.
Indeed. Now, as we prepare for the football season coming up, we had a benchmark this past week. Hopefully you took out the time to check out the hilarity on Tuesday on the YouTube channel last Tuesday when Jeremy and I, knocked the dust off of our college football playing fingers and finally got a chance to get our hands on College Football 25 after an 11-year wait. And it was well worth it.
You want to tell you want to tell them what happened,
we do
Tank?
have some qualms.
You want to tell them what happened, Tank?
Well, I mean, you beat me every game. We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, but how did I beat you?
I was just really, really peeved when one of those games I had you beat. And I went, you know what? I'm not kicking field goals. This is a video game. Who kicks field goals in video games? And you went, oh, but Tank, you're only up by 3. You should kick the field goal and go up by 6. Okay, time's expiring. Why not? And I kicked the field goal, and I screwed up the kick meter because they changed it on me, and then you returned to kick 6 to beat me. And that is all I needed to throw a controller. And I still apologize for that. I feel bad for letting that go. But this game is as maddening as it has ever been.
Look, the honeymoon
True
the honeymoon phase is over. It's great that you're back. I'm very glad that you're back. The graphics are splendiferous.
Yes.
All of those things are great. But now in the era of Festivus, it's time for the airing of grievances. Because I have some grievances with this game. First and foremost, and I cannot emphasize this enough, not every damn interception goes back for 6, okay? Not all of them are pick sixes, especially when I throw one over the middle and you have to beat 21 guys to the pylon and you do it every time.
We got so mad yesterday. I finally got Joseph to sit down and play a game with me. You know, I'm running the plays for him and all of the things, like trying to help the kid learn the game. And by the time we threw the 4th pick 6 to Georgia Tech, I went, you know what? We're just starting over. We're rage quitting, and we're just going to try this again. Because it does seem to happen every single time.
Wait a minute. Were you playing with Georgia together?
Yes. I'll play quarterback. He will choose the receiver, and we will coordinate because he gets mad when I beat him senseless. And
how long would he survive playing against me?
5 seconds.
Okay,
maybe. Because he's one of those that goes, engage 8 every play.
Oh yeah, that's a bad call.
Toss it over the top of your head. I'm just gonna toss it over the top of your head, and I'll beat you 62-5.
There's a little honey hole. If you haven't found the RPO tight end flat yet, you want to talk about a play that will really make somebody angry because everybody just runs right by him. Like, oh, look, now I'm behind you. Here I go.
Yep.
Woohoo!
Yep. Obviously, the games always have little weird bugaboos about them. Right, especially when you're in sim mode or you're playing in the Dynasty, and there are other schools that for some reason, I don't know who maybe it was Boo Corrigan, gave $7 billion to EA Sports, because it seems like every Dynasty that you're not playing as NC State, they're in the college football playoff or they're in the final or something. I saw more of those posts going out over the weekend than I cared to. Apparently, there is a pro NC State lean to the football game.
The NC State is very good. They were in the first college football playoff I played in. But if you play through a couple more seasons, that evens back out. I mean, and you're going to get that. I mean, look, Charlotte was in the college football playoff my second year.
You're right.
There are certain things that I expect. Okay, I get it. Army's going to end up winning natties. I know how this goes. I don't know how it goes that way, but it does.
Right.
I get that. The pick 6 thing drives me absolutely insane. I'm pretty good at this game and managed to throw 27 interceptions in a season.
Whew.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
The other thing that irks me quite a bit is the offensive linemen. So how exactly do they figure out who they're supposed to block? And why do they, when they figure that out, just go, nope. Every time.
Mm-hmm.
I shared something on our social media that basically somebody had taken out the offensive lineman, and it was just the defense with a quarterback and shotgun. So this is how every play feels. And I can't say you're wrong.
No, my wife has heard me say 8 billion times, somebody's got to block in my first day.
You strike me as that guy.
Oh, yeah.
You strike me as the guy that would do that.
Let's go.
Do you throw the headset on?
My job. If you don't, you do yours 67 every time. He's the one that lets me down.
Have you got a call sheet? You have a call sheet yet?
A call sheet?
Yeah.
What do you mean by call sheet?
All your little honey hole plays. So you know exactly where to find them. I get into this. All right. I sit in my living room with my with my little PlayStation headset on my head, and I feel like I'm calling the plays. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes we break out a Spider 2-Wide banana.
He gets so into it. It's so in-depth. It's so realistic in so many aspects. And then there are just other aspects where that can't happen, right? Georgia is not going in and taking on Vanderbilt, and we're going to have a 35-point lead in the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's a 7-point game with a minute to go. Cheats. It cheats.
Yeah, in Dynasty, I think it was the second year, every team in America had at least 2 losses.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how this works. Do better. And look, this is all fixable. All we need is a little patch to fix your boo-boos, and it will go back to being the greatest game ever. I feel like this almost felt to me like your high school girlfriend. You ran into her at a bar, things got weird. Next thing you know, we're right back where we started. And for 4 or 5 days, that's a mess of fun. And then day 6 rolls around, and you go, I still don't like you. I didn't like you then, and I don't really like you now. We got to iron some things out.
I'm just wondering what my investment is going to look like when I come back down to earth, right? You go out and you get the game, and you play it nonstop, and then you realize, oh, wait, I'm an adult. I can't be doing this any longer. I mean, I bought it at 3:30 a.m. on Friday morning. I got it downloaded and started playing by probably 4:15 a.m. I did not put it down again until 1:30 a.m. on Saturday. I went full bore, like 19 hours straight, grinding on this game. And then it came back to reality, right? Vacation's over. Now I got to get back to work. Now I'm wondering when the hell I'm going to have a chance to play the game again. But for that one glorious 19-hour stretch, I was in hog heaven.
I've done that 6 times. So, and frankly, at
19-hour stretch thing?
And at 3:02 today, you rest assured, Coach Greene is resuming the reins of the Baylor Bears. And we are here
start another one
to mess you up.
Mm-hmm.
I need to figure out how to recruit. I don't recruit all that well.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that either.
Now the transfer portal, that's where we're at. That's what this game always needed. 4 weeks, go all in, get the 22 dudes you need. Here we go, hammer time.
Mm-hmm.
My Baylor team is actively starting. Of the 20, I think I have 26 starters between slot corners and things like that. I believe 20 of them were transfers.
Ah, okay. So new ways to build your team.
Oh, I'm going full Deion Sanders.
Yeah. The NIL stuff. I thought it's like a cool little addition that they trade you in points, like stamina points and such, rather than money. I thought that was an interesting take on the NIL stuff.
Are you talking about in the Road to Glory?
Yeah, in the Road to Glory, you get your NIL deals come in, and it's, hey, we're Bob's Bait and Tackle, and we got a special this week on spinning lures, and so if you sign our deal, it'll cost you 2 energy, but we'll give you 5+ on the spin move. Okay, well, maybe, sure. Let's do that. I thought that was an interesting part of it. Have you played any of the Road to Glory yet?
Yes. I'm a quarterback at South Carolina, and I figured out the cheat code that is Nick Harbor. 6'5" with 99 speed. It's like having big Tyreek Hill, and nobody can stop him.
Okay. All right. You've already found your cheat code with the Gamecocks.
Oh, yeah. And the only time I go to Road to Glory is when Dynasty has upset me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just caught my first loss. the 4 or 5 teams I played in Road to Glory, they were not anticipating the level of anger that was behind that controller.
they were none too happy.
Well, I mean, I didn't lose a game for 5 days.
Yeah,
I almost lost to you.
The only problem.
Oops.
Yeah, the only problem that I have is the wear and tear on your guy, or at least on my guy, because I played the Road to Glory, and it seemed like every time I do all the work, 40 yards rushing, 7 straight plays, I touch the ball, get down to the 3-yard line, coach will take you out. I'm about ready just to turn off the wear and tear.
Well, the wear and tear is an interesting element. I actually enjoy that. I did have a running back that I think his wear and tear meter was the same as what Joe Biden would have right now. He was just red from head to toe.
Risk of injury, severe.
Imminent.
Over 2,000 total yards in the sophomore season, 6 total touchdowns. Because I get it taken out of every drive.
Well, sounds like you should, coffees for closers.
Spend more on stamina. I get it.
Yeah, coffees for closers. And it sounds like you should do less with Bob's bait and tackle and maybe, I don't know, lift a weight. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yes, it's the Sportsocracy, ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. We're glad the game's back. We're all happy. We're just waiting for that first patch to come through and make things a little smoother. We'll be right back.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, cash. That's cash. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com.
Is arthritic joint pain keeping you from doing the things you love? Bone-on-bone pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder? There are
You're good.
cellular therapies that can
Thank
get you lasting relief. QC Kinetics is helping patients.
God, you got me cracking up. You're going for death blow.
Advanced regenerative medicine.
Usually do.
Cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your own body's healing properties, revitalizing your joints.
I had Rutgers make it all the way to 2 in my first dynasty. I'm like, yeah, this is super realistic.
No longer your only option. Learn how QC Kinetics can treat the pain, enhance your joints, restore your mobility, and give you long-term relief with no downtime. The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are ready to help you get your life back with regenerative, restorative cellular treatments for your achy joints. In Asheville and in Greenville, call for a free consultation now. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Madame Giselle senses a change in your future.
Is it a promotion?
I see a door opening.
Ooh, to a corner office?
There's a creature. Beady eyes, lots of hair.
Is it my boss, Dave?
No, raccoons everywhere. Your RV door is open, and they're chewing everything.
Not a problem. I'm covered by Progressive. Do you see a bigger paycheck?
Customize your coverage with Progressive's past damage protection and be prepared for the unexpected. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Past damage protection available for RVs less than 6 years old. $250 deductible applies to any claim.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
With NFL news happening around the clock, you'll never be left on the outside looking in on the Insiders Podcast, featuring myself, Tom Pelissero, along with Ian Rappaport, Mike Garafolo, Judy Batista, and NFL Network's team of experts. The Insiders has you covered with up-to-the-minute news from around the league, detailed team reports, and analysis that only the Insiders can deliver. Listen to the Insiders Podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search the Insiders, then start listening.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your dinner. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. This is JW with Parks Fort Hendersonville, and I'm so excited to introduce our first Parks Promise community hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. The need for blood is so important, and in the summer months, the need is even greater. Did you know that you can donate every 56 days? Save lives this summer. Head to redcross.org to schedule an appointment or find a blood drive near you. Congratulations to the American Red Cross, our Parks Promise community hero.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
And we're back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, live in the Ingalls studio. I'm Tank Spencer. He is Mullet Man. Flostradamus Jeremy Greene, live at Mullet Manor. I'm not messing with the butt groove in the chair, just so you know. The gauntlet has been laid down now, so as long as I'm going to be in this chair, no shenanigans, right? I guess that's where we're at. NFL training camps are starting today, or I guess starting this week. Many of them back in session. Once again, Aaron Rodgers is in the news, having to explain every single little bugaboo about his schedule. I get really sick and tired of playing this game, and I know you do as a Jets fan, Jeremy.
Which game is that?
Playing this game of every little sneeze that Aaron Rodgers makes. We have to dissect it.
Well, I mean, and you get the overreaction for he went to Egypt, and he had to speak on that. It was either this morning or yesterday. It's kind of all run together at this point.
Right.
That, was it a big deal? And then he makes a snide comment about he might get fined for that. And, does that mean he's upset with Robert? Just stop. It doesn't matter. Mini camps are worthless. There's a reason we're looking at doing away with them. This is what matters. Aaron's in the building now. None of the rest of that mattered. Just move past it. Oh, he wanted to go to Egypt. Does that mean he's not all in? No, it doesn't mean he's not all in.
There are certain guys that you can have questions about. To me, Aaron Rodgers is not one of those guys. And the fact that it continues to happen is a little surprising to me. I mean, I get that the stakes are super high, especially the way the year went last year. But, I mean, was he base jumping in Egypt? Was he out trying to hang glide off of, the Pyramid of Giza or something? Like, unless he's putting himself in danger, I don't see how this is a problem.
It's not. It's not. I mean, and I'll be honest with you. This is, as a lifelong Jet fan, this is a common theme that I have seen with every sports team in the state of New York. Whether it's the Yankees and the Mets, the Rangers and the Islanders, the Knicks and the Nets, the Jets and the Giants. All of you have a media that makes mountains out of molehills. Now, I also don't find it all that ironic that none of you have been all that successful for extended periods of time. The Yankees were in the 40s when, they had the moving pictures and get the old newspaper guys to come in and ask you some questions.
I mean, I feel like they've had some success since then, but
yeah, when they had the 4 best players in the sport at one time. Outside of that, Aaron Judge, how's that worked out for you?
Yeah, not so great.
You guys better be careful. You better hope he doesn't fall off his camel going to his darkness retreat. You better hold on there, Jeremy.
Hey, look, I'm not worried. I'm really not. My biggest worry with the Jets is Aaron Rodgers' health, not whether he was in minicamp, not whether he's angry at Robert Saleh. None of that. I just don't care. I mean, I've been doing this job. I've learned that there are way more coaches and quarterbacks that don't get along, and 9 times out of 10, it doesn't mean squat. So Aaron's where he wants to be. Saleh's where he wants to be. If this doesn't work out, neither one will be here next year. So we just
it does make it very hard to win if coach and quarterback are not on the same page.
Bill and Tom weren't on the same page for 10 years. Bill and Tom, I think, by the end, hated each other.
Well, of course.
Now, it didn't seem to hold them back, so I think we'll be just fine.
I was going to say, but it still worked. I mean, there was a body of work there. There was a mutual understanding, and I mean, I guess I could see where the question would come in of do we have that in New York? Can we feel like this is just going to work with these two entities together? But to me, you thought it was going to work last year, and without one freak play, I don't remember us having these questions. Did we?
Well, I mean, you had the worry because Aaron wasn't as good in 22 in Green Bay, and the fear was that he was washed up. I mean, he didn't look all that washed up. He just had a lot of really young receivers that he didn't have a great relationship with. Now, he's in New York. He's got a veteran in Mike Williams on the outside. He's got a ascending player in Garrett Wilson. You know how I feel about the two rookies, Malachi Corley and Braylon Allen. And, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention you have one of the best running backs in the NFL. I feel like at this point, Aaron's looking at Robert Saleh just going, you know what? You get that defense right. I got this offense right. We'll be just fine. I don't care if you're best friends. I don't need you to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. And frankly, two dudes going out in the woods on a darkness retreat is weird. I'm good.
This is very true.
I'm good.
I think just having
be professionals and New York media, for the love of God, let sleeping dogs lie. The minicamp thing is over. We're to camp. I'm not saying names specifically, but you know who I'm talking about.
The same one's trying to stir the pot all the time.
One of them has the softest hands of any man I've ever shook hands with in my entire life. That dude it must be a consistent Jergens Purell regiment.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, right?
No. I mean, it's like shaking hands with a bunny rabbit, but I wasn't ready for that.
Softest hands in the business. Now I feel like you have to tell us who it is.
You can infer it. Okay. Follow me on Twitter. Find the guy who constantly I go, did you have to? Like, do you just have nothing better to do? It's that guy.
Uh-huh.
Okay. It's probably the most popular Jets writer in the country, so do with that information what you will.
I believe I know who you're talking about. Well, I mean, hey, maybe he's got a special sponsorship program that needs to make sure that his shea butter is getting sold.
Hey, you never know. Maybe he's doing a Living the Dream tour, and it's sponsored by Jergens and Charmin. Who knows? Who knows?
That's a different kind of tour. And one that I'm not sure I want to be privy to. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is the ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. When we come back, it'll be time to get weird.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on
You're good.
Asheville.
Thank you.
It's not the chance of rain, it's the placement of the rain that'll be most difficult. Going to be difficult to say exactly where the showers, thunderstorms go the next few days, but I think, again, by the end of Wednesday, most of us get some rain. You run into a thunderstorm, maybe some heavier rainfall. A few thunderstorms and showers this afternoon, low 80s. Tonight, scattered showers, thunderstorms, best chance early 65. Tuesday, morning fog, more scattered storms, afternoon and evening hours, middle 80s, and more showers and thunderstorms Wednesday, low 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Get the deals you need during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 20% off select Werner and Little Giant ladders because Lowe's knows pros. Valid through 7/26 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Brighten up your smile compliments of Summit Dental. Book an appointment the month of July and receive a complimentary Philips Sonicare Teeth Whitening Kit at an appointment. Developed by dentists, each kit includes 9 treatments to transform your smile. Whether you have an upcoming vacation or you just want a touch-up, this offer, a $90 value, is too good to miss. Call Summit Dental today. Offer is good for July only. When you call, Summit Dental can confirm your insurance and any estimated out-of-pocket cost. Call 828-277-6868.
Compassionate care starts with respected and valued employees. Sandstone Health and Rehabilitation offers careers with purpose and opportunities for advancement for those looking for meaningful employment or anyone searching for a leading short-term rehabilitation and long-term care facility for loved ones. Sandstone prides itself on unmatched staff and resident satisfaction. We set the standard for excellence in employment and compassionate care. Discover the Sandstone Way online at sanstonehealth.com.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
At Ingalls, we know that big dreams don't always make it to the big leagues. But we also know that baseball, it's family. It's about building character. And as sure as there'll be some stumbles on that journey from first to home, we'll be right there, cheering you on. This is baseball, and this is who we are. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
You're in the Sportsocracy. It's ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. Back in the Ingalls studio. And it is time to get weird. Sounder decided to take a crap there. Jeremy, you're a big proponent of hygiene. Probably one of the cleanest mulleted gentlemen
yes.
I've ever known.
I'm bathe and brush your teeth
a lot.
Yes.
And I know you're religious, as all people should be, about brushing your teeth.
Yes.
Just curious, when do you brush your teeth in the morning?
Oh, for me, usually I shower in the morning, so I brush my teeth in the shower. I am that weird guy that has a toothbrush in my shower. I have one on my sink. I have one in my desk. I actually carry a little travel kit around in my work bag. Yeah. But yeah, usually it's the first thing I do.
Okay. All right. Just curious. Because there are a lot of people, myself included, that if I'm going to brush my teeth, I don't want to ruin my breakfast by brushing my teeth before breakfast, right? Because then everything I have is going to taste weird.
Or just drink the coffee, which is a palate cleanser, and you don't have to worry about that.
Could be. That's another thing. Coffee. It's going to make my coffee taste weird, so I want to brush it after the coffee.
Or use some very lightly flavored mouthwash, and none of this is a problem.
I stumbled upon a little tip here from Dr. Vikas Prinja, who says that doing what I said and brushing your teeth after having your breakfast is probably actually ruining your teeth. I thought that was quite interesting. And basically the theory here is that if you have not brushed your teeth before you eat your breakfast, and this is a quote from the said doctor, that means that the bacteria in your mouth from overnight are having an absolute field day as they multiply overnight. And then when you wake up and you give it food, all of those bacteria then, quote, poo out acid and decay your teeth. And this is an actual doctor that, I guess that is the layman's way to put that. It's the weirdest explanation I've ever seen for it, though. And I thought, you know what, maybe this doctor's on to something. And then I noticed his handle was at the London Dentist.
Oh.
And I went, okay, I guess we can just kind of throw that out.
We can disregard that.
We can just disregard the London Dentist. But in case you didn't know, there is a doctor who says don't wait until after your coffee or your breakfast to brush your teeth, or else the bacteria in your mouth will poo on your teeth.
Yeah, I don't need to do any of those things. Just brush your teeth. Stop being weird. Brush your teeth. Oh, my eggs taste a little minty. Not after the second bite, they don't. My story, we don't do politics here, but I feel like this has to be mentioned, that we do have breaking news from yesterday that Joe Biden will not be seeking re-election in the 2024 election. The assumption is that Kamala Harris will be the nominee. Yes. Money, campaign finance, Tank, you do political things. You can explain that infinitely better than I can, but that's not funny, so that's not really the point of the story. The point of the story is that as we descend upon the Democratic National Convention in just a few weeks, the question seemingly on everyone's mind is, who will Kamala Harris pick to be her vice president? Well, did you know, Tankers, that you can bet on such things?
I did.
There are a multitude of websites where you can get odds for all of these things. Well, one of those sites has put out their newest list, and there are a few names that caught me off guard, including one of them from the sports world. Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, is the presumptive favorite at 9-4. Roy Cooper, governor of North Carolina, is 3-1. Please do that.
He's very high on the list.
Just please do that. I don't ask for much, but make it that much easier on me. Mark Kelly is 4-1, and then there's a whole bunch more. But then you get to the bottom of the list, and
this is if you want to throw out stupid money. This is where you can
I'm just George Clooney at 100-1, Mark Cuban at 100-1, Oprah Winfrey at 250-1, and Nick Saban at 250-1. All right.
Nick Saban.
Just humor me for a minute. In what universe did you sit down and go, well, it could be all of these actual politicians, or, hey, what's that Alabama coach up to now? He's not doing squat. Maybe he would be interested.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I mean, I guarantee you'd win the state of Alabama. It's the only way you're going to do that. But
would you, though?
Oh, that would be hilarious. She picks Nick Saban, probably the most famous person in the state, and still finds a way to lose.
And still finds a way to lose.
Still 70% Republican. Oh, well, shoot.
What is this on, like, Bet Us or something?
I'm not going to lie to you. This is on a website that I've never heard of. It is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like Bet Odds Maker or something like that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I found one of those lists a few weeks back, right, when the VP for the Republicans was still up. And you could get, I think it was plus 25,000 for Sean Hannity to be the VP pick. And I'm like, but who would do that? Who would put money? I'm just going to put $1 on it, see if it happens. But why would you do that? Why do you just like setting money on fire?
Well, it's because they're dart throws. This is
but it's like putting $1 down on Coastal Carolina to win the college football playoff.
And people do that every single year.
It's dumb.
This is equally that stupid. That's actually why I told this story. Is from now on, Anybody that sends me hey, I got this 11-team parlay, and I got Coastal Carolina first one to kick an onside kick. Alabama first one to have a player fall down. Auburn first one to forget to show up at the stadium, and it pays plus $40 gajillion. There's not that much money on earth, Gomer. I don't think you're gonna hit that. You would actually bankrupt the United States of America if you hit this. So calm down. I did have a guy at one point that sent me a parlay. It was like, good Lord, I think it was 20 legs or something like that. And the payout was $100 million or something ridiculous like that.
Oh, my.
Like, how do you think they're going to pay you?
I guess you just own the casino.
Now I own a casino. Sweet.
Do I have a permanent marker that I can just walk in there and take money whenever I want to?
God, that would be the life. I can just walk into a casino and let me behind the fence.
And everybody goes, oh, God, he's here.
Daddy needs some walking around money. Let me in the cage.
I'll just take whatever I need
and
be on my way.
I'm going to take me 54 of these chips, and I'm just going to go have me a good old time.
Can we pay that to you in credit at the tables, sir?
We would like to pay this to you in cryptocurrency. Pass.
We are going to pay off this wager by giving you unlimited free buffet tickets.
He doesn't order a beer. He orders a keg.
Yes. All of them. I don't even need you to bring me free. A waitress is going to follow me around everywhere I go.
You'll never want for anything. No, that's not a smart play. Don't put money on Oprah Winfrey to be the vice presidential pick of Kamala Harris.
If you get past the first four, you did it wrong. Let me just, and I'm going to throw this out there too, because I get asked this a lot. If we're talking about political wagering, if you get past the top three, you did it wrong. Just don't ever do that. That's the reason big books don't do that, is because it is so easy to find out the real information, because people in Washington have loose lips.
Indeed, and for the latest on the political cycle, you can always tune in to our sister station, News Radio 570, WWNC.
Tank, that reminds me, I do need you to have a chat with Mr. Starling.
Okay.
I want one segment to come in and talk politics. I don't care if it's a segment that you never even air. I don't care. Just let me do it one time.
Just wants to rail into a microphone.
Just let me do it one time. That's all I ask.
Mm-hmm. Problem is, if we let you do it one time, it might be the last time for all of us.
It could be. You never know.
What we're afraid of.
You never know.
We definitely have to record that.
No, that's a live thing. Take callers. Let's go. 100%. Take callers. Let's go. We got Slappy the Clown, the sports guy, in here talking about sports, taking your calls. Caller number one.
Oh, yeah. The calls would be phenomenal as well. We had a doozy of a call this morning. We had, if you want to go to the Twitter box and go to at First News 570 and check out the account this morning we posted. It's called Story Time with Jim. And I believe Jim had been drinking before the sun rose this morning. And
that sounded very judgy, Tank.
Go and just check out the latest audio at WWNC.com. You can also find it there. You listen to that 3-minute phone call about a storyline, about a children's story that I'm not really sure exists, and then you tell me whether or not I should be judgy in this scenario or not. The man went on for 3 minutes about how Joe Biden is a pink bunny, and I can't make heads or tails of it as it sits right now. Just saying, opening up the phone lines. That's the risk that you take with live radio sometimes.
We have a super chat in our YouTube comments. It's from the Ocho. He said, I wish the VPs chosen were both wrestlers. Like someone takes The Rock, John Cena, the party that picks the winner when they battle it out becomes president. That is a horrible idea. Although it could lead to Mayor Kane against Jesse the Body Ventura.
That it could.
I'm in the Baja now. They put me down here in the Baja.
I mean, hell, Hulk Hogan was out there stumping for Trump over the weekend. And
I'm not sure. How did you get, by the way, and I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but I do have to ask, how'd you get there? Like, that guy, the squawker guy? That's who we're, okay. If you don't know, Google it. But
the squawker. Okay.
Yeah.
It took me a second to figure out where you were going with that. And I was like, oh, yeah, squawker. I forgot.
I mean, a guy that has been accused of, not necessarily being, never mind. No good can come from this.
Well, you say your prayers, you eat your vitamins, and you dodge bullets. I mean, he is the real American.
At Sports Take ESPN.
What? I'm just saying. How many of I was not shocked at all to see Hulk Hogan up there on that stage.
I was, a lot.
I feel like you should be.
I went, of all the wrestlers you could have had, this is not in my top 10.
An eagle screeches when he enters the room, man. What are you talking about?
Right. There is nothing more American than Hulk Hogan ripping off his shirt on stage at the Republican National Convention. Actually, I don't know. That wasn't at the convention, though, I don't think. Anyhow, I don't know why I've gone down this rabbit hole, but here we are. That's what happens. That's what happens when you deny me football. And I can't be at home playing college football 25, which is the only thing that I want to do in my life right now. Tomorrow is the big day where most of the NFL training camps will get underway. The Carolina Panthers included in that group. First practices for veterans will be tomorrow. Some teams are already there. As you're going into training camps, is there one thing, one issue, one position battle, whatever that hangs over everything else for you, Jeremy?
I'm not going to say there's one that sticks out above the rest. The Denver thing is Denver's going to be a circus, and I see it coming. You took Bo Nix, but I don't necessarily think he's the best quarterback in that room. And if he was, why did you not shut this up quicker? Mm-hmm. That one's intriguing to me. The Raiders are intriguing to me because they've made it very openly known that Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell is an actual contest. I don't think it should be, but it apparently is.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I think that should be Gardner's job regardless.
I do.
Okay.
I do. I don't understand bringing him in at $15 million a year for him to be the backup. That just doesn't make a lot of sense. But he's always been a guy to me that he needed a team to say, this is your spot. He's never had that. And yet he came in Jacksonville and was successful. He came in Philadelphia and was successful. He came in last year in Indianapolis and was successful. I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback bounce around the league like a ping pong ball like that. And nobody at any point go, this is your team. I thought the Raiders were doing that, which is one of the reasons that I was so high on them. And I might be wrong there.
Yeah. But is he a guy that's worth doing that for? Is he a guy that you feel good going into the season of, this is our guy? No, at least my answer is no. And to me, he's a Taylor Heineke. I mean, better than Taylor Heineke,
I was about to say
obviously.
that you take that back.
No. But what I'm saying is he's a guy that you want on your team because he's a good backup, and if something should happen to the starter, then he's my fallback. I've never seen him as anything greater than that, and I don't think anybody else should. But I think he does deserve being the highest paid backup in the league because, there is a role for that. At one time, I used to sing the praises so highly of Derek Anderson because he was one of the best backups in the league.
Well, the thing with Gardner
seems a little much, but okay.
The thing with Gardner is he's not sexy. But, this is a guy that's played 49 games in his career. He started 37 games in his career. He's 15-22 as a starter, and the bulk of that was in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
who was awful at the time. He went 7-6 last year with the Colts, who had the Jonathan Taylor drama, a new coach, a defense that really couldn't do much in the back half, and he was good. I mean, yeah, to me, that's it. You asked, should a team do that? Absolutely, a team should do that. There should be a team, because Gardner Minshew is one of the 32 best quarterbacks in this league, and you'll never convince me otherwise. Ever. There are guys that will start games in this league this year that are not in the same class as Gardner Minshew, and Daniel Jones is the first one that came to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's Gardner 100 times out of 100. I don't care about the money.
Yeah, okay.
Just straight up, I have to win a game, and those are my two choices. You wouldn't even get to the end of that sentence before I'll take the mulleted one.
Mm-hmm.
Not imitation Eli Manning. Like if they did a Disney movie about Peyton, the guy playing Eli, I don't want him.
And hence why I feel like Davante Adams should just be banging down the door of what the hell am I supposed to be playing with this year?
Well, I mean, the money is the problem with Davante.
Well, of course. Of course the money is the problem there. And he will, for what it's worth, he will be the good little soldier as long as you're not embarrassing him. And that's what we saw if you watch the receiver series on Netflix. That's what you saw last year. Davante Adams was going out there, and their team was embarrassing. Their quarterback play was absolutely terrible. Now, if Gardner does better than that, which I have faith that he surely can be better than that god-awful version of Jimmy Garoppolo that Davante Adams had to begin the season last year.
The Josh McDaniels version of Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yeah. Yeah. I have no doubts that he could be better than that.
I believe Gardner Minshew actively gives you the best chance to win right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as for other camp stories that are interesting to me, it's all the rookies. And you just mark my words that this is coming. I can't even remember who I was talking to now over the weekend, but we were talking about what headlines are going to come out. And the Michael Penix is lighting it up at Falcons camp. You just mark my words, that's coming. I'll bet you anything you want, and it will not take that long.
Okay.
Before people start going, oh, he looks so good in shorts. Of course he does. I mean, he's got a howitzer of an arm. And you put him in glorified 7-on-7s, and he is going to look phenomenal. Which is no less than the fourth best reason that I went, what are you doing at 8? I'm also really intrigued to see if the Caleb Williams experiment continues to be a little clunky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited we get to see him in person. I don't believe he's going to play much, but I do believe he will take a snap.
Who?
Caleb Williams.
Oh, in the Hall of Fame game.
Yes.
Gotcha. I was trying to figure out what you were talking about there for a second. I was like, what do you mean he's not going to take a snap? Oh, in the preseason. Yeah. I imagine they would. National television, you throw him out there for a series.
I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
I'll go ahead and tell you're not going to see C.J. Stroud. You will get to see the legend of Davis Mills.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400 back after the top of the hour.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the...
You're off.
Since it was established in 1861, there have been 3,517 people awarded with the medal. I'm Malcolm Gladwell, and our new podcast from Pushkin Industries and iHeartMedia is about those heroes. Listen to Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage, on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage.
If you're a medical professional, business owner, higher income, or self-employed. A new federal rule means now through August 31st is the last chance for people that don't get tax credit subsidies for lower premiums to lock in real health insurance at lower rates for up to 3 years. If you have marketplace, work, or healthcare ministry insurance, I'm talking to you. Hummingbird Insurance is offering free consults for quotes. There's no catch or strings. Get the free quote and decide. Hummingbird Insurance.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Here's a tip from iHeartRadio Earth to help protect our planet. Nearly 30% of household water goes to lawn and garden care. To save money on your summer water bill, try using a rain barrel to collect and store water for when you need it most, and provide an ample supply of water for gardens, flower pots, and car washing. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, visit iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
At Ingles, we're all in for summer. Whether you're hitting the trails, hitting the water, or hitting the golf ball, we have everything you need for the perfect picnic, the greatest grill out, and the best beach vacation. We know that the mountains are calling, the open road awaits, and that pool party is ready to rock. So head on over to Ingles and stock up on all the goodies to get you through your summer of freedom. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
It's not the chance of rain, it's the placement of the rain that'll be most difficult. Going to be difficult to say exactly where the showers, thunderstorms go the next few days, but I think, again, by the end of Wednesday, most of us get some rain. You run into a thunderstorm, maybe some heavier rainfall. A few thunderstorms and showers this afternoon, low 80s. Tonight, scattered showers, thunderstorms, best chance early, 65. Tuesday, morning fog, more scattered storms, afternoon and evening hours, middle 80s, and more showers and thunderstorms Wednesday, low 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Had a devastating knee injury, tore my ACL, tore my PCL, shredded my medial meniscus, and had an initial surgery. That really didn't hold. Had another follow-up surgery around 8 years later. That didn't work, and I didn't want to undergo another surgical procedure.
Enough with the surgeries. They didn't ease the pain, and recovery was brutal. Carmen heard about another treatment for pain relief, the non-invasive regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics.
I simply figured, heck, I'm going to pick up the phone and call QC Kinetics, and since I've been treated, my quality of life has dramatically gotten better, and I can't thank QC Kinetics enough.
These are the nation's leaders in regenerative medicine. QC Kinetics uses the body's own healing components to help provide relief and functionality.
10 months ago, I had difficulty walking up and down a flight of steps. Now I can do just about anything I desire. I'm back to the old me.
If you have joint pain, before you consider surgery, call QC Kinetics. The consultation is free.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517.
9517. 828-333-9517.
ESPN Asheville is WPEK W225CJ Fairview, WMFX Waynesville, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND. That's GRAND. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. We are the Sportsocracy, and we're heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app, seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link, subscribe to the channel, and that way you can join us in the chat. Your thoughts on all the topics of the day. We always do our best job to highlight all of the best comments in the chat each and every afternoon. As we roll on here, looking to the start of NFL training camps, a couple of teams got underway over the weekend, and most everybody gets going tomorrow. Again, the Carolina Panthers are one of those teams. Jeremy's counting down the days to training camp with the New York Football Jets, who will be back in Charlotte for another week.
Got a little Easter egg today that the classic throwback Jet uniforms coming back week 6.
Okay.
This is like the Joe Namath era Jet uniforms coming back for week 6 with Buffalo.
Yeah, the Bucs will be wearing theirs against the Atlanta Falcons, I saw.
The creamsicle?
Yeah, the creamsicles will be back on the field for the game against the Atlanta Falcons. That's Halloween weekend, in case anybody was wondering. October the 27th. So you're doing the I thought the whole uniform was throwback this year, though. Or were they just going back to the old helmet?
No, they're going back to the 80s uniforms. These are like the 60s with the little round football shape logo. The Joe Namath era. And then the ones they brought back in the early 2000s.
Okay. All right. I feel like they should wear throwback equipment on throwback weekends.
Like the one bar kicker helmet.
Like the punter. Like the punter should wear the single bar helmet. If you're doing the throwback.
Idea.
Oh, come on. Why is that a bad idea? These guys did it for years.
They also used to treat colds with cigarettes. It's not exactly something we do anymore.
Are you sure?
I mean, some people do.
Are you saying that over the years we learned more? You could still have you still have how many guys, by the way, have you heard anybody talk about, didn't they say they were going to allow the Guardian caps to be played, or to be worn in play this year?
I don't know that was this year, but it was discussed.
I remember that discussion, but I don't remember ever hearing, the laughter.
I want to see the first guy that actually comes out and goes, I'm going to wear this in the games. Yeah.
That was kind of my thought.
Yeah, your watch is going to be in your underwear, and it's going to be on top of the flagpole, nerd.
Because it's still, that is still part of the culture. Like, what do you mean? You want to wear a pillow on your head? Come on, man.
Those things are. Look, I understand they have a purpose, but they're so goofy.
Yeah. Anyway, the Guardian caps will have team logos on them if they are worn during the games. So you can wear them if you so choose. But if you do, then you have to have the logo on the helmet or on the Guardian cap.
Yeah, I can't.
I just feel like
I can
the first
physically
guy
not see how anybody's going to do that.
No, I feel like the first guy who does that is just going to be mercilessly made fun of.
That would be the NFL equivalent of saying, my mom it gave me a note that says you can't hit me so hard.
Although, there again, if you've got a guy who is, prone to concussions, would you encourage that guy to wear it?
I'm not a doctor, so I'm not the. I mean,
I'm just saying if you were on so Josh Allen has had a concussion, and you can get him back on the field if he wears the Guardian cap sooner. Would you encourage him to do so if you're on that team?
I mean, if you can get it back sooner.
That's what I was going to say.
I'll go ahead and tell you that's not how this is going to work. They're not going to let a guy come back. If there's any inkling, you ain't playing.
Really? It's like Tua Tagovailoa. He gets another concussion. He sits out 2 weeks, comes back. I think as the coach, as the training staff, I'd say, hey, maybe you want to think about wearing one of those.
Like I said, I'm not a doctor, but I'm also the same guy that has long said there should be a permission slip that says, I know what I'm doing. Stop trying to micromanage me so much.
We're just giving you options. If you want to protect yourself a little bit more, you can do so. Just know that Twitter's not going to be nice to you when you do it.
I'm just glad we're to the point of, we don't have to wear the same color helmets anymore. So we can have throwbacks and things like that, because that was, without a doubt, the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard.
Yes. The fact that you could only have one color helmet. That was a dumb rule. Looking ahead into training camps, I still can't take my eyes off of the Pittsburgh Steelers and their whole quarterback situation. It still, to me, is the most interesting discussion that we have in the NFL. Because I don't know that I mean, all of these teams that are in this boat, Pittsburgh Steelers, Las Vegas Raiders, who else has got a quarterback battle? The Minnesota Vikings.
But the Vikings don't have a quarterback battle. It's long been decided. Sam Darnold started week one.
Okay.
Literally, Kevin O'Connell said that from Jump Street.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Darnold is going to win this quarterback battle. Now, how long are they going to allow him to continue to play? That's the discussion. But that's not one that I would put in the quarterback battle. It's just like Washington.
Is there no path that in the preseason JJ looks good enough to make that uncomfortable?
No. I mean, that's according to their coach. So I don't remember the last time I saw a rookie that they basically said, yeah, there's no path he's starting here. That's a really bad sign.
Yeah. I feel like all options are on the table for these teams. And none of them are going to be real good. Pittsburgh, obviously, in my opinion, has the best chance to be good out of any of those teams.
You keep saying that. So, all right, yes. I want you to walk me through that. And I was going to ask this when you said they were the most interesting team. What exactly is that path of them being so good? All right, so first of all, which quarterback do you think wins?
I believe that Russ will win the job.
I believe Justin Fields will win the job.
Okay.
You've got to have an element of something. And Russell Wilson with that wide receiver core just has most disgusting offense in the history of the NFL written all over it. Then you look at all the additions that all of the money and the picks that they've put into bolstering that line. I feel like this team's going to run a lot. And I'm not sitting here telling you that I think they're going to run the veer, but I think you're going to see whoever is the most capable of moving the football. And to me, that's Justin Fields, and I'm not sure it's all that close.
Okay.
Russ, if you had a bunch of receivers, I would get it. But a team that's basically George Pickens and a bunch of dudes, I struggle to see how. I mean, Van Jefferson's their 2. I want you to think about what I just said.
Meanwhile, I have 3 running backs that Arthur Smith is going to use all the time.
If you had told me that the 4th receiver in Atlanta last year was going to be the 2 anywhere, I would have said, oh, cool, which UFL team took him? Can't wait to watch him with the San Antonio Brahmas.
Right. When it was coming up that Justin Fields was on the market, right, Chicago is going to be looking to do something with him. One of the landing spots that we constantly talked about was in Atlanta when Arthur Smith was there. So, I mean, I get how big of a weapon he could be in that system. Justin Fields, Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, and the story came out, I think it was early last week, that Cordero Patterson was going to get just as much run this year with the Steelers as he did with the Falcons like last year, I think it said. Which, okay, I mean, I bringing him in to return kicks and stuff, but is Cordero Patterson, does he still have that in him?
Well, I mean, if he gets as much run as he got last year, then you can pretty much ignore that because he had 50 carries total last year. He had 59 touches total.
I thought he had more than that.
Well, he had 50 carries for 181 yards, 9 catches for 38 yards, and a touchdown. And he returned 7 kicks. Good Lord, I didn't realize it was that few.
I didn't either. I thought he was used a little bit more than that.
Yeah, you go back to 2022, that becomes just something to discuss.
Right. 2 years ago, he still got a lot of run. That was before Bijan. I don't know. To me, the Pittsburgh Steelers and that quarterback situation is still the most intriguing thing about training camps this year.
I guess I just come back to the schedule of it's not that intriguing to me because that's a team that I can almost promise you will not win a game after Thanksgiving. I mean, they go from November the 17th on, they go Ravens at the Browns, at the Bengals, Browns at the Eagles, at the Ravens, Chiefs, Bengals. You tell me which one of those games are winning. You can tell me Justin Fields gained the ability to fly in the offseason. I don't care. You're not beating anybody I just said. That's 8 straight losses.
You're not wrong. That is an absolute murderer's row.
Now, the first half of the schedule, yeah, they're going to make you think they're good. They start with the Falcons. Then they go at the Broncos, Chargers at the Colts, Cowboys at the Raiders, Jets, Giants at the Commanders. That's like
so you're 6-3 going into that week before Thanksgiving.
That's like Weekend at Bernie's 1 immediately followed by Weekend at Bernie's 2. It started so good and it ended so bad.
And then it went off the rails completely. None of the teams with quarterback questions to me are true playoff, like no doubt playoff contenders. They can go sideways so quickly. Pittsburgh's just they're always that team, right? That's still around. Still somehow they're relevant. You find a way to win 9 games with that schedule and Justin Fields, then maybe we have to just crown Mike Tomlin Coach of the Year.
Well, I mean, and now that I've looked at the schedule, you could be right. It could start with Russ. The problem is that you and I have both talked about this. I don't see any way both these quarterbacks are on this roster. I don't see which one's going to be okay holding the clipboard. And does it turn into some weird amalgamation of you get Russell Wilson as the starter and then Justin Fields comes in for a select group of plays and he goes full Tim Tebow with the New York Jets. Now I almost want that to happen more. That's something Arthur Smith would do.
Just try to play him at tight end?
No, try to play him as like that gimmicky quarterback that comes in and runs the Wildcat.
Yeah.
An offense we haven't seen in the NFL in 7 years. Who shocked Arthur Smith's the one trying to resurrect it?
Well, here's the problem. I don't have great weapons outside of Freiermuth and George Pickens. But I do have 4 pretty decent running options if it's Justin Fields. Between my quarterback and 3 running backs, that's going to dominate my offense.
So, I mean, what do you think you're going to do? Come out here and run 3 yards in a cloud of dust? I mean, I just look around the AFC and go, you're going to beat
away, isn't it?
Well, I mean, you're going to beat Josh Allen with that. You're going to beat big hog mollies and running the football.
NFL training camps getting underway in earnest. Tomorrow, most teams will be kicking off their camps. The last draft pick has been signed. Amarius Mims, the final one to sign from the 2024 NFL draft class. Amarius Mims signing with the Cincinnati Bengals, who apparently also got some good news that Joe Burrow fully cleared for contact following the wrist injury. So, hey, maybe the piano lessons are paying off.
And now, see, that's a team to me that's really interesting. Cincinnati's interesting. Pittsburgh, if you put the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Tennessee Titans uniforms, they would be the most boring team in the NFL, and it wouldn't be all that close. The only reason you say that is because it's the Steelers.
No, the only reason I say that is because there's actual drama there. Is there any drama with the camp of the Cincinnati Bengals?
Oh, Cincinnati's interesting to me solely because you've got so many moving pieces. You've got a defense that doesn't look the same as it did. I'm not sure exactly what you're going to get out of that defense. You got new pieces on the offensive line. I think it's probably the best line and probably the best set of weapons that Joe Burrow's ever had outside of the running backs. I see a lot of drama in Cincinnati. I'd see none in Pittsburgh. Hey, are we going to be bad or super bad? Cool.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
Smith, who knows a thing or two about joint pain.
Turns out I was right. It's called QC Kinetics.
Brought to you by Discount Shoes.
Step into savings at Discount Shoes on Brevard Road. Find your favorite brands for the whole family at unbeatable prices. From sporty sneakers to chic sandals, we've got it all. Hurry in and walk out with a deal that'll have you stepping in style. Discount Shoes, 1255 Brevard Road, Asheville.
I knew there had to be a better way to get relief.
You're good.
Aside from surgery and harmful medications.
That's football legend and dancing champ Emmitt Smith, who knows a thing or two about joint pain.
Turns out I was right. It's called QC Kinetics, and now tens of thousands of patients and counting all across the country, they're feeling amazing. They say, hey, Emmitt, you were right.
QC Kinetics zeroed in on a technology that is revolutionizing pain treatment. They are transforming patients' lives. The largest provider of non-surgical regenerative treatments using natural healing properties to help restore and repair aching knees, hips, shoulders, and backs. Call them today for your free consultation.
QC Kinetics. I knew there had to be a better way. I love it when I'm right.
QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
The final countdown begins. Team USA is headed to Paris, and iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. It's the only way to listen to exclusive NBC play-by-play action of the games, plus NBC's top Olympic moments and live hourly updates from Paris. Bring the Summer Games with you everywhere you go. Download the free iHeart app now and enable push notifications for live updates from Paris. Only on iHeartRadio, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Now's the time to get in the driver's seat of your career. Ingalls Markets is looking for new regional drivers to join our Lando Sky Distributors fleet. Begin earning paid time off on your first day. Our drivers average $80,000 per year, and they're home every week. Lando Sky offers excellent pay, full benefits, and 401k matching. No experience? Apply for our driver trainee program. Visit inglescareers.com to know more. That's inglescareers.com.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your dinner. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st, streaming live only on Hulu.
A weekend full of superstar performances.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com.
Hey, pool season fanatics, your summer persona is calling. It's time for sun-soaked party scenes at MGM Grand, new luxury cabanas at Bellagio, and sandy beach living at Mandalay Bay. Show off your poolside, only with MGM Rewards. Visit MGMRewards.com for details.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Kicking off another week here as we roll up to the start of the NFL season. Former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, former, NFL player now, Shaq Barrett announcing his retirement. Kind of a surprise for the Miami Dolphins, who were counting on him to be an extra piece for their pass rush this season. But at 31 years old, Barrett says it's time to hang it up. Said it's been a great ride, and he appreciates everything that came with it over the years. But it's time for him to focus on his wife and kids. And he's got some, what did he say? He's got some, help them realize their dreams. And so that they can catch it. That's which is a noble cause. I always wonder what goes through a guy's mind when it comes to this point of the season and training camps really getting to start. And when they're of that, I'll say advanced age, 31 years old, that's, getting up there in football years, especially for an edge rusher. And he just goes, you know what, I don't want to do this.
I don't want to sleep in a dorm. I don't want to do any of this.
I don't think it's worth it to do it any longer.
Well, the thought with Shaq Barrett was that he would be the veteran presence, because you've got Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb, who are both starting on PUP, and I'm not sure either one of them is going to be off by the start of the season. So there's a possibility that you're going to get Mo Kamara and Chop Robinson as the edge rushers for the Dolphins week one. And possibly the first 6 weeks of the season.
Right.
I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying it's a possibility. So they had Emmanuel Ogbah in, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, I believe that's right. So maybe that, he's familiar with being in Miami.
Oh, he was there last year.
Right. So, I mean, maybe that helps you get through that first couple of weeks. Starting with 2 rookies is never a great idea.
Especially not 2 guys that are going to really struggle holding up against the run.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Miami, if that is the case, and both of them start the year on PUP, that would mean you have to go take on Jacksonville and Buffalo, at Seattle, Tennessee, at New England. Now, 2 of those you should win solely because you showed up and put your shoes on the right feet. Those other 3, I would not want to have to do any of those without at least one of my guys.
Mm-hmm.
And both of them were later in the season, so it's not a foregone conclusion that they're just going to be ready.
Contract talks always get the headlines. And apparently, so what is there concern now in LA? Am I reading all of these stories right, that there is some concern over the contract for Matthew Stafford? He just wants a new one? Is that all this is?
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, Matthew Stafford's always been he's been an interesting guy, and he is pushing for a new deal. I'm just not sure exactly what that deal's supposed to look like. I mean, he's 36 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, how long exactly does he think he has, and how long do you think he has?
I would say he has 2 more really good years left at least.
Okay, so he's got 2 more good years at least. What would you say the ceiling is? 3?
The ceiling is definitely at 3.
Okay, he signed for 3 more years.
Possibly retiring last year.
Well, he signed for 3 more years.
Mm-hmm.
At $49.5, $50.5, and $49.5 million. I'm not doing any better than that.
I was going to say, what more do you want?
That's where I'm at. Is
if I'm given $50 million, if I see, if this ends up, you said the news could come out anytime today that a new deal's been done in Green Bay for Jordan Love. If he gets $50 million a year. Matthew Stafford as a Super Bowl champion, yet a 36-year-old, or you said 38-year-old starting quarterback in this league. Does he now go back at 36 years old and say, I need more than Jordan Love?
That seems to be what he's doing.
$2 million?
That seems to be what he's doing, is that he wants more. Well, he wants more guaranteed money. I don't know that he actually wants more on the top number. He has no guaranteed money in 25 or 26. So I think he's wanting to allocate some of that into guaranteed money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not sure why I have to. I mean, like you said, we talked about the possibility that last year was his last year, period. It just so happened that he was really good.
Mm-hmm. But there was all the concern, right, from the concussions that he had the year before. And his wife was out there talking about, Kelly was out there talking about he needs to, maybe he's going to hang it up. Maybe this is not the thing for us anymore, right? Because she talks about that, like, this is our journey, which is fine. I'm not knocking her for it. I'm just saying
it sounded like you
very
were
opinionated. No, I'm not. I'm just saying she's very opinionated, and she's part of the process because she's outspoken in the media about it. And, if he was considering hanging it up 2 years ago, you're already making that baseline money, as I called it. If this is now where we live, where every quarterback is a $50 million quarterback, or as long as they're viewed as a franchise quarterback, your yearly starts at 50, you're already there. And you're of an advanced age that I'm not getting anything out of this. I don't feel like if I bump you up to 55, that's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, even if he's just wanting the money guaranteed, I'm not sure that I would be willing to come off much of that.
Really? You wouldn't be willing to guarantee 20 of it?
Why?
Why
would I do that?
Or?
I mean, I guess this is a better example of where I'm at. You signed this deal. All right. It's not like you have other options. If Matthew Stafford gets upset, well, I want to trade. Who exactly is going to make that deal? To take on $150 million of a quarterback at 36 years old. I mean, I'll ask you a further question. All right, if Matthew Stafford hit the open market, name me the team he could go to that he makes a Super Bowl contender. Now, and I want you to understand, I'm not taking a shot at the talent. I'm taking a shot at the age, the contract, and the market as it sits.
Right. I don't really see one. I don't feel like there is one.
Pittsburgh is probably the closest. But then you run into a problem if you still don't have your receivers.
Right. I mean, the Las Vegas Raiders would be one. Match him up with Devontae Adams.
They would be better for sure.
That
but I mean, Super Bowl contender?
I would feel so much better about that team.
I mean,
no,
but
you're not a
Super Bowl contender. I mean, you're in the best position to actually be competitive that you're going to be in. And now you're whining about guaranteed money. I can't make that make sense in my own head. You've missed half of 2 of the last 5 seasons. I just don't really understand what your leverage is here. And I guess that's where I'm at with a lot of these things. Why do I have to do that? What are you going to do, sit?
Call his bluff. You definitely can.
And I think that's where I would be.
He does have that one giant piece of jewelry, though, that is his bargaining chip. But
and that piece of jewelry is fine. It has nothing to do with this year.
Exactly. My question would be if I was in the front office and he wants to, but I won you a Super Bowl. Well, yeah, you did. That was 3 years ago.
Awesome. So did Kurt Warner. Should I go dish out $20 million to him?
Exactly.
I mean,
you're in the sportsocracy. Yep. Go ahead.
It's just to me that's a weak argument. And then you get into where are you going to go? And I don't see a spot. I mean, Cleveland, but my Lord have mercy, how much money can you commit to quarterbacks? They'd be on the hook for $110 million in quarterback money.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. The most important message of the day is up next.
This is
You're good.
Weather
Thank you.
On ESPN Asheville.
It's not the chance of rain, it's the placement of the rain that'll be most difficult. Going to be difficult to say exactly where the showers, thunderstorms go the next few days, but I think, again, by the end of Wednesday, most of us get some rain. You run into a thunderstorm, maybe some heavier rainfall. A few thunderstorms and showers this afternoon, low 80s. Tonight, scattered showers, thunderstorms, best chance early, 65. Tuesday, morning fog, more scattered storms, afternoon and evening hours, low 80s. And more showers and thunderstorms Wednesday, low 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st, streaming live only on Hulu.
A weekend full of superstar performances.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com.
Hey, pool season fanatics, your summer persona is calling. It's time for sun-soaked party scenes at MGM Grand, new luxury cabanas at Bellagio, and sandy beach living at Mandalay Bay. Show off your poolside, only with MGM Rewards. Visit MGMRewards.com for details.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
At Ingles, we're all in for summer. Whether you're hitting the trails, hitting the water, or hitting the golf ball, we have everything you need for the perfect picnic, the greatest grill out, and the best beach vacation. We know that the mountains are calling, the open road awaits, and that pool party is ready to rock. So head on over to Ingles and stock up on all the goodies to get you through your summer of freedom. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
It is ESPN Asheville. This is the Sportsocracy, and it's time for the most important message of the day, Jeremy Greene.
Don't do crimes!
Do not do crimes. And, I feel like, we've got to throw out the PSA to all 19-year-old football players. It's not okay. It's not okay. Did you see the story out of LSU? Sophomore cornerback, 19 years old, surrendered to authorities on Sunday on charges of video voyeurism. I'm not getting into details on this. We just say that he
videoed something he wouldn't post a video.
He was trying to save some for the highlight reel. That's all we'll say. Look. There has to be an agreement when you're gonna video record things, and if that's not an agreed upon thing, then that's not allowed. He was found with videos of him and one of his, girlfriends, I guess, I don't know, with videos on his iPad that were filmed through a hole in a clock. I feel like you went through a lot of trouble to get into trouble on that one.
Yes, that's...
Jeez. Don't do crimes.
And I'm not trying to make a joke here. It's going to sound like I'm trying to make a joke here, but I'm not trying to. I've never understood the guy that wants to watch himself. I don't get that. There's a lot of weird people out there that are into a lot of weird things, which is a nice taste for my story. Some of them I just don't get. Don't get it. Does the name Drea De Matteo mean anything to you?
Drea De Matteo. No.
She was in The Sopranos. She was the girlfriend of it's been a minute since I watched the show. The Tony's like,
oh yeah.
I cannot remember her character's name.
No, but she was the girlfriend on Sons of Anarchy as well. She was the side chick of the main character on Sons of Anarchy.
Adriana was her name in The Sopranos.
There you go.
Well, apparently she fell on some hard times. It's hard times, Daddy. And she did what all attractive celebrities do when they fall on hard times. She started an OnlyFans. Yep. And apparently that's going pretty well. She paid off her house in cash. Mm-hmm. But she was on the podcast Not Today, Pal, which is hosted by former Sopranos co-stars Jamie Lynn Sigler, Robert Eiler. And during the podcast, she came out with something that it struck me as odd, and I'm going to ask you if you think it's odd too. So her kids were at the filming of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point it came up, her kids' names are Blackjack and Alabama, which I'm not here to judge.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently her son had told one of the producers that he edits her OnlyFans photos. Come again for Judge Fudge? You can run that by me one more time?
The kid?
The kid. He's 13, and he's the one editing her OnlyFans. Now, she was very quick to say he doesn't edit any of the more dicey material. Why is he editing any of it? This is not crimes.
Maybe he's good at Photoshop, and, you know, when mom is in the pictures fully clothed, then we let him, you know, use his photo editing skills on those.
Oh,
to get a head start
and
on
that's
that journalism degree.
I mean, and okay, I'm looking at a couple pictures that she has posted on Instagram of like teaser content.
Mm-hmm.
You're 52, so certain things that you probably ought not do. Not a judgment, just a statement of opinion.
Mm-hmm.
B, if I saw my mother in this pose, there's not enough alcohol or psychiatrists in the state of North Carolina to get me over it.
But does your mom look like Andrea De Matteo?
Does
That's
it
the
matter?
question. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, first of all, my mother's a beautiful woman. You've seen her. She's almost 70 and just beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, that one of those pictures, and I'm telling you right now, you think I have a drinking problem now? I'll proceed to qualify. I found this story and went, that's the weirdest thing I think I've ever heard a celebrity say out loud.
Yeah, that my kid edits
my kid
OnlyFans
edits my
videos.
OnlyFans. You should not do that.
Yeah.
How you call me, I'll do it, but
I'm just curious. You said he was 13?
13.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah,
Maybe he wants to be a publicist. I mean, you know.
Well, I'm sure she's helping him, you know, grow in his career however he can.
Well, I mean, and that's possible.
That seems a bit weird.
Maybe he does want to grow up
weird
to
way
do this, but I mean, this is kind of like working for Madison Cawthorn. I don't know that that's what you want on the resume.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know that that's the one that you're going to go, no, look, I did this. Look. I made my mom look hot.
Yeah, that does make it weird when you say it that way.
Yeah.
Just for research purposes, do we have a screen name on this account or
at Drea De Matteo?
Oh, okay. Just research purposes.
There's one with Carmen
Don't
Electra.
look at me that way, Colby. You stop that.
There was one shoot she did with Carmen Electra that, first of all, Carmen Electra is still quite attractive.
Absolutely. I mean, when you said Drea De Matteo is 52 years old, my first thought was, and? That is
you're
still
one of those.
Lovely.
Oh,
lovely.
You're one of those.
What?
1 out of 3.
What does that mean?
I'll tell you when you're older.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Any thoughts on turning Kadarius Toney into a running back?
Well, he's not a wide receiver. So.
Saw this story come out of Chiefs camp that Kadarius Toney, he's been working out with the running backs, well, because I mean, he couldn't catch a cold. But when you have a guy with that kind of speed on your team, so many teams I feel like are just getting into more and more positionless football. I don't care what you could do. I'm going to find a way to use you somehow.
Well, I mean, look, and Kadarius Toney had to do some of this at Florida. I mean, even in college, he struggled with some of the most basic tenets of playing wide receiver. Mm-hmm. I get it. I mean, do I think it amounts to anything? Not really.
You don't see Andy Reid turning this into something bigger than it is right now, I guess?
I can see him being a gadget play guy. I guess my problem with Kadarius Toney is I look at Kansas City's depth chart and go, how many receivers exactly are you planning on keeping? I mean, just take the journey with me. Let's say Rashee Rice gets suspended, and at this point, I'm almost to the point that that's more of an assumption than it is a foregone conclusion. Okay. Because I find it very strange that we haven't done it yet. And if you're waiting on the legal process to take hold, then we'll be talking about the suspension next year. Mm-hmm. So Rashee Rice is going to be on the roster. Marquise Brown, Xavier Worthy, Justin Watson, Mecole Hardman, Sky Moore. Do you have any issue with anything I just said?
No, I do not.
That would put Kadarius Toney and Justin Ross both on the outside looking in. I don't know that he's going to make the roster. So, and that's when I start hearing we're going to try him at another position, we're going to try to generate touches, he's going to be the kick returner. Anytime I start hearing those things, it's we're trying to find a reason to keep you on this roster because we don't currently have one. Now, running back, they're not great there. It's Pacheco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire end the message, repeat the line.
Right.
But you're telling me Kadarius Toney at 6 foot, 190 pounds, and I think that's being generous, is going to hold up as a running back in the NFL?
As a change of pace kind of gadget guy, Cordero Patterson type role, sure.
Okay.
I can see that happening.
I'm glad I'm really.
I was going to say a guy that gets like 6 touches a game, something like that.
Really glad you use that name because without looking, okay, I know definitively. Yeah, Cordell Patterson's 6'2", 225.
Okay.
There's a big dadgum difference there. I mean, even talking about little, smallish running backs, which you don't see as much of anymore as you used to. Mm-hmm. There was a time that, I mean, and before anybody says it, yes, I know Deuce Vaughn. How many touches did he get last year? Okay,
7.
Then. Was it even that many?
I don't know. I'm looking right now. Yeah, he had 23 carries.
Let's go. 23 carries at 5'6", $180.
He had 30 touches last year. He had 7 catches and 23 carries.
What was that for a grand total of 80 yards?
That would be 80, Bob.
Yikes.
40 rushing, 40 receiving.
I mean, if anybody could do it, I would say it's Andy Reid, but this just screams to me we are clawing, trying to get anything out of him.
And to me, that says something about his ability, though. I mean, if Andy Reid, one of the smartest guys in football, is trying to carve out a way for you to be on the roster, then that tells me that he's worth something. He should be on this roster based on just the talent and the speed and what we can get out of you. I don't make it a habit of second-guessing Andy Reid. So, I mean, if he says Kadarius Toney can be turned into a good, third, fourth option running back, then maybe there is a place for him on this roster.
Well, I mean, there's never been any doubt that Kadarius Toney is good with the ball in his hand. It's just getting the ball in his hand that it has served to be a real problem.
Yes. The problem is he's not the size of, like you said, a Cordero Patterson or a Deebo Samuel or somebody that can necessarily hold up against the run better.
And that's, to me, that's just kind of the problem. I feel like you're going to try to generate touches, and I just don't buy it. Kelvin Joyner said he could be your jet sweep bubble outside zone guy. That you're probably not wrong. You also get into a problem of, okay, when you see Kadarius Toney back there, that really tips your hand. Of, well, he ain't going to hold up blocking anybody. He couldn't block cornerbacks. What do you think is going to happen against linemen and linebackers?
Yeah, he's not going to win that.
So it almost screams that this is some form of trick play. You put everybody on alert, and I keep coming back to the fact of which one of those 6 receivers that I just said are you going to cut? Sky Moore's about the only one that I could get to, and even that's kind of hard for me to believe.
Yeah. I mean, even he had big plays in the return game last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to roll with... Do you want to ditch him and roll with Kadarius Toney, or go the other way? A guy that might be able to develop into something useful at wide receiver, which you've already deemed, apparently, right, that Kadarius Toney cannot do.
Well, Sky doesn't return anymore because that was an absolute abject disaster. I guess that's where I was kind of headed with Toney, is if you make him the return guy and he's your 6 and you're just tapping out on Sky Moore, I guess I could get there, but that's the only way.
No.
And I can't figure out a way that you're going to hold 7 receivers on the active 53-man roster.
Mm-hmm. Other news in the NFL today: Packers signing Kenny Clark, 3-year, $64 million contract extension. So just continuing to keep the pieces there around Jordan Love. We opened up the program today talking about the Jordan Love issue. Apparently, he will not be practicing with the Packers or playing in any preseason games while that contract is being hammered out. It'll probably be for way too much money. But it's none of my business. I'm not writing the check.
I did think the Kenny Clark deal was solid, though. I feel like he is just constantly underrated.
Mm-hmm.
He never gets talked about.
He's just not a household name.
He's not, and I think it's just it comes back to that sexy thing. There's nothing sexy about the way he plays. So unless you're really watching the games,
stoppers in the league,
he is. He is, and he's really not paid like one. I mean, even at $21 million, that still puts him. I had the list. There it went. I mean, he's still outside of the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Man, defensive tackle. You don't really realize how good defensive tackle is until you look at a list like this and realize Ed Oliver's in the 20s.
Pretty deep position. Clark, though, getting his extension with the Green Bay Packers, he is underrated or unsung because he's not the star. He's not the name on the defense, right? Everybody wants to talk about, Rashawn Gary or Jair Alexander. Kenny Clark, very underrated. Very good, very well deserved of his new contract that'll be paying him $29 million in this season. You're in the Sports Octagon, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. Hey, Power Rankings Tuesday returns tomorrow, correct, Jeremy?
Correct.
We're looking at the future power rankings of the NFL. We do this each and every offseason, right before as all the training camps are getting going, looking at who's got the best futures, and we'll rank them 32-1 tomorrow right here on 92.9, 880, and 1400, and, of course, on the YouTubes. We will see you then.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail.
You good?
Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th, purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
Whether you own a local business or a global one,
You're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Great. Now raise your other hand if you like to be comfortable. Perfect. Now that you have both hands raised, imagine putting on your shoes. And that, folks, right there is your answer to an easier, more comfortable life. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. This is footwear you don't need your hands to put on. They can be raised in the air, and you can just step it and go. Why don't you experience what people can't stop talking about? Life-changing Skechers Slip-ins. Get your Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
At Sandstone Health and Rehabilitation, our focus is on you. With 18 locations across North Carolina specializing in short-term rehabilitation and long-term care, our team is ready to support your loved one, providing the compassionate care they need for whatever lies ahead. From physical and occupational therapy to individualized long-term support, discover the ways Sandstone provides compassionate care for all at sanstonehealth.com.
Now's the time to get in the driver's seat of your career. Ingalls Markets is looking for new regional drivers to join our Lando Sky Distributors fleet. Begin earning paid time off on your first day. Our drivers average $80,000 per year and they're home every week. Lando Sky offers excellent pay, full benefits, and 401k matching. No experience? Apply for our driver trainee program. Visit inglescareers.com to know more. That's inglescareers.com.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. This is JW with Parks Fort Hendersonville, and I'm so excited to introduce our first Parks Promise community hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. The need for blood is so important, and in the summer months, the need is even greater. Did you know that you can donate every 56 days? Save lives this summer. Head to redcross.org to schedule an appointment or find a blood drive near you. Congratulations to the American Red Cross, our Parks Promise community hero.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
It's not the chance of rain, it's the placement of the rain that'll be most difficult. Going to be difficult to say exactly where the showers, thunderstorms go the next few days, but I think, again, by the end of Wednesday, most of us get some rain. You run into a thunderstorm, maybe some heavier rainfall. A few thunderstorms and showers this afternoon, low 80s. Tonight, scattered showers, thunderstorms, best chance early, 65. Tuesday, morning fog, more scattered storms, afternoon and evening hours, middle 80s, and more showers and thunderstorms Wednesday, low 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, September 20th and 21st.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
Stream live only on Hulu. A weekend full of superstar performances
From every genre.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing and the movies.
Everything that we are doing is incredibly data-driven. We are getting signals in every single day about how specific audiences are performing. So although we're marketing at a very broad scale, and that does include specific local markets, that's really the beauty of iHeart's network. You're not serving the same message to a consumer in Nashville necessarily that you may be in New York. You have the ability to be very specific and very personalized, but at a tremendous scale.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
ESPN Asheville is WPEK W225CJ Fairview,
WMFX Waynesville,
an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Now there's only like 5 that still count.
Right.
Let's just talk about legacies for a second. Xander.
All right.
The guy that can't win the big one, right? The guy that couldn't win a major, the guy that had all the.
Jeremy, you still there?
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride, and like 3 months later, he's a Hall of Famer.
Does he need to be in preview?
3 months later.
I got him on Zoom on my computer.
The Zoom call, yes.
But I can't.
Scotty he was peak Tiger. That's what somebody tried to tell me.
Then he had a kid, and it's all downhill.
The sexy mullet.
All right, we're all good.
Well, thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate your help. Hopefully, I didn't screw you up too.
Yeah.
But thanks for letting me learn.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do it again tomorrow.
So Brian show, I'm gonna go get me some Rocky's Hot Chicken Shack.
Oh, that sounds good.
The greatest restaurant in the Asheville area, bar none.
We have to have black eyed peas to start us off.
I get my I spitfire my Rockies order so fast. The last 2 times I've had the poor chick at the counter go, huh? And I'm like, would you like me to repeat that?
You get the same thing every time?
Yes.
Fingers and mac balls?
Oh yeah.
Then you're
3 tender plate hot, mac balls, fries, bottomless blue cheese, and a 20-ounce Oscar Blues hazy. Please
Yes.
and thank you.
Yes. Guy after mine.
And she was like, what?
Yeah.
Repite, por favor. I used to get the medium, but they started wimping out on their spice levels.
Yeah.
Medium hot is now what medium used to be.
That looks like Martine just at least at the beginning.
But my friend, you know when they used to have Melt Say Hell No, and then they discontinued it?
Yep.
My friend ate it. He's on the wall of flame.
Nice.
But apparently they discontinued it because it was burning through the nitrile that Brett loves. That's the reason why they got rid of it.
Nice.
Because the cooks refused to wash their hands that many times. So they were having to change the gloves after every single batch, and they were like, "No, screw this."
Yeah.
I've reached out to the Carolina Hurricanes about the availability of Martine
I don't know how you don't burn your intestinal lining eating that shit. It's glorious. I love it. I just wish they'd bring back the pimento cheese grits. Those were banging.
I don't think I ever had those.
Oh my god, dude, the spicy pimento cheese grits. But they got rid of them during COVID because they were they didn't want to sell them in the to-go containers. They didn't want to sell them in to-go containers because when they got colder, they solidified, and it was like they were like they were like a brick.
Right.
So they got rid of them. But dude, they were so damn good. Jalapeno pimento cheese grits.
I'm not sure we were ever going to spend the tickets.
No.
I'm not sure Eric Volsky and the Canes, or even Don Wild before, were ever actually going to do just for anything.
God, I'm so tired. I think I chucked my controller after that loss at approximately 2 a.m. Eastern, so I'm like dead.
Right.
20-year-olds, 20-ish.
I need to stop staying up late playing video games.
I hear that.
Leave.
I hear that. Like I said, I played